And we are live. What's good, everybody? It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling, man? Just trying to catch up. You can hear my phone in the background. Turn that volume down. And looks like we're broadcasting. Right away, I'm having trouble with. Here we go. Here we go. I was just having a little trouble with my other screen there. How y'all feeling out there, man? Happy Monday. It's a rainy Monday down here in Tampa. It just started raining about 20 minutes ago. Pretty nasty front just moved through. It has nothing to do with the hurricane. It is hitting Jamaica, right? It has nothing to do with that. This is Florida, and it rains a lot. So it is what it is. Temperatures kind of all over the place. The air pressure is getting out crazy and stuff. But tis the season, and we're coming up on the end of hurricane season. Pretty extremely mild hurricane season. It's not over yet, but it's almost over, if I'm not mistaken. We didn't get hit with anything. So that's pretty good. But you just don't know what next week brings. That storm that's about to hit Jamaica popped up like that. And luckily, all the jet streams and everything is moving the storms northeasterly from the Caribbean. So they're going away from mainland USA, which means we're not going to get hit. So anyway, man, today we're going to talk about some red pill stuff, bro. Why are so many people in the mainstream, I guess the blue pill world, however you want to call it, why are so many people against this whole red pill thing? We're going to talk about that today. And the truth is, it's just giving guys a take on modern dating that they're not going to get anywhere else. And I found a couple videos out there that I think will be worth talking about. But ladies really don't like it, man. They really don't like it. So let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed. Brother Donnie's in the building. What's good, fam? Yes, sir. We are live, man. Thank you so much for pulling up, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot going on, bro. And, if you follow this platform, when we talk about red pill, most people hear red pill and it's dating. That's all it is. It's about the sexual marketplace. It's about dating. It's about marriage. It's about the divorce rate. It's about all these other kind of things. It's about the 80-20 rule. It's about the guys over 6 feet getting all the women. It's about female preferences. But red pill for us is everything we look at in life, man. You put that red pill lens on everything. Look at what's going on in New York right now. You got Zohan Mamdani, I think that's how you pronounce his name. This dude's a Democratic socialist. This is a guy who's just like a regular person, pretty much from out of left field. I mean, he's in office in the state legislature in New York. But he's basically a novice, a beginner, an upstart on the Democratic side, and is running away with this race in New York for the mayor. And you got not only the Republicans, but you got the Democrats who are out to get this guy. They don't want this guy around. Why? Because maybe he can't be bought, right? So you look at the red pill. To me, the red pill lens on that is why is the big money against this dude? It forces you to dig a little deeper. What's going on? Like New York, you don't get any bluer than New York. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. We talk about New York City politics and stuff like that. And you have people in New York with all sorts of ideas and this and that. But how did this Zorhan guy get into this position where he's, looks like he's going to be the next mayor of New York City, right? He's speaking to regular people, and he's speaking to poor folks, and he's speaking to those people who are tired of being gentrified out of their neighborhoods, who don't have enough money to pay for childcare, who work 2 jobs or sometimes more than 2 jobs, and they can't afford to do anything. He's speaking to those folks, right? And the red pill lens, it tells you like, hey, bro, there's definitely money out there that's influencing our politicians. Like it's just one of those things. So that's a red pill lens on that. When I look at the whole Trump stuff, what's the red pill lens on that? Trump was able to speak to the same people. Trump was able to convince the folks who didn't have anything that he was going to do for them once he got in the office. He gets in the office and he doesn't do for them. Right? Just look at what's going on right now. Right? It's the red pill lens. You should put your red pill glasses on to see like, hey, this dude right here, and he's telling you what you want to hear. Right? And, you know, that's something that you hear in the red pill spaces, man. You're talking to women, especially. Like, if you lying, they buying. You know, you sit back and tell them whatever they want to hear, or you let them make up their own little narrative in their head, and you just sit back and reap the rewards. I mean, it is what it is. We got Brother Michael Lee in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you, man. So, you know, before we get started, man, I just want to say, hey, man, appreciate all y'all for checking me out. If you're watching this live, appreciate you. If you're watching this on Team Replay, appreciate you. Do me a favor. I would really appreciate a like, a subscribe, a comment. Even if you don't like what I'm talking about, a comment goes a long way. We're trying to break through this algorithm. We're trying to get out there, and appreciate it. You know, if you can do that for me. If everyone else out there who's already commenting and stuff, I appreciate y'all. And definitely share this content with someone if you think they need it. But well, not even need it, like someone that you think might benefit from it. So today we're going to be talking about red pill, and today we're going to be talking about, you know, some of these red pill rabbit holes, and how, you know, these ones that go deep, and we're going to be talking about the different people you find over here, right? And a lot of folks, you know, they want to talk about a whole bunch of negativity. It was like, all right, cool, yeah, there's definitely some negative stuff over here, but for those who are paying attention, there's some things over here that can really help them. There are a lot of dudes out there who simply don't understand female nature. They don't understand the modern dating landscape. They just don't get it. And they go in and they're doing what they have been told traditionally to do. They're listening to what women tell them, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, don't just listen to what women say. Listen to what they say. But look at what they reward. You got to look at what they're rewarding. You have to, right? Because when women talk to you about this stuff, man, they're going to be talking about this perfect avatar, this dude who does all these things. You know what I mean? Like, he can knit, he can cook, he can clean. He's big and strong. He can fight off the dragons, right? He can make all the money. He can do all these things. That's what they're looking for. It's like, okay. And you need to be that. You need to meet a woman that she's a complete stranger, and then take her out to this amazing dinner, this amazing experience, and spend, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And then she's going to like you. Like, no, she probably won't. But, you know, the red pill, as the red pill guys tell you, hey, man, take her somewhere free. Take her to the park, just walk around, talk to her, buy a coffee, you know, get her some ice cream, or buy a smoothie. Do not invest a lot of money on the first date. That's what the red pill tells you. What completely contradicts what the mainstream narrative has always been. Show up in your finest suit, big old dozen roses, box of candy in the other hand, and, you know, pick her up. And, man, don't do all that. Right? The red pill also tells you, like, if you listen to dudes over here, like, you want to get to that point. You find the right woman, bro, you good, you golden, you're solid. You find the right woman, you get 1,000 extra life, but you got to find her first. You got to vet her, bro. This is a process. Right? This is a process. The red pill guys are saying that, hey, man, women are not sugar and spice and everything nice. They're not. There's some great women out there, and there's some horrific women out there, and then there's everyone in between. So you got to go out here and figure it out. Hey, the red pill is going to tell you to know yourself. The red pill is going to point out facts for you. Like, hey, man, this is what women tend to be attracted to. Like, yeah, women want men that are taller than they are. Absolutely. People say, well, 6 feet or 6'1" or 6'2". Like, where do these numbers come from? Well, generally speaking, women. You go out and ask a woman, hey, you know, what type of height do you want for your ideal man? And she's probably going to say over 6 feet. And then if you ask her how much money he needs to, you know, you would like him to earn, she's probably going to say over 6 figures. Right. And here's the thing. When you're just having a regular conversation, that's what it is. It's just a conversation. She'll say these things like, well, this would be the perfect ideal candidate for me if I can find him. But what she ends up with versus what she thought she was looking for will be two completely different things. You know what I mean? It's just two completely different things. You know, Brother Michael's thing, his thing is all of the extras, you know, like the extensions and all the makeup and all the kind of stuff that goes along with that. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know why women do it. especially the black women, especially sisters, like, what are y'all doing with those big old eyelashes that look like butterflies? And now you got the ones that curl up. Like, ladies, what are y'all doing? All the makeup, all the enhancements, paying for, like plastic surgery. You're talking about fake breasts, fake, like the nose jobs, but more to the point, like, BBLs, Brazilian butt lifts, which are lethal, like having fat removed and all that kind of stuff, just lethal stuff. Right? Like, ladies, you don't need to do all that. And I've been asking women, like women I know I'm cool with or have had a good conversation. We kind of, sometimes you can gauge, you're talking to someone who's cool, you get into this conversation, you can ask, like, why are women doing this? Why? And somewhere they seen this and they believe that this is the new standard of beauty. Probably you could chalk this up to social media, or maybe even like mainstream media, but I'm not seeing this in TV and movies. I'm seeing this on Instagram. No, I'm not on Facebook that much. I don't follow TikTok at all. But, I see the strippers dressing like this, right? I see the girls out here on the stroll dressing like this. But that's one of those things. It's like, and as far as like Brother Lee is saying, marry before carry, that makes sense. That's a smart thing to do. But women have so many options when it comes to reproduction, right? Her body, her choice. But dudes, another red pill thing. The red pill take on all this is, hey, man, I tell these guys all the time, you need to understand how the game is played, bro. Don't get out here and get caught up and get mad and say you didn't know. The red pill is going to tell you, it's just going to put, and you got folks like me who preaches one aspect of this, like, hey, I'm just telling dudes to think it through, understand the rules, master the game, master the rules so you can master the game. That's it. And if something goes wrong, it's your fault. Then you have other people out there who are saying, no, women are evil, this and that. You're going to have that. When you look at the feminist side, you have women out there saying some crazy, outrageous stuff. That's just part of, the discourse, bro. It is what it is. That's just how it is. Brother Mandrill in the building. What's good, fam? My favorite Green Beret in the house. What's happening, bro? And real quick, Mandrill, do you think, have you been following that New York stuff, man? Zoran Mondami, you think he's going to win that mayor race in New York? It's going to be like the next mayor of New York City? A Democrat, socialist Democrat, whatever they call it. Just curious. Do you even care, Mandrill? He probably doesn't. But this red pill stuff is important, right? Like especially when you're looking at what's going on now with dating, is really important. And technology has made this game unrecognizable. Like when you look at what's going on with social media, like, bro, it's unrecognizable. And it's good to hear that a lot of young people are coming away from social media. There are people who are regulating their screen time. They're young, young kids. I'm talking about the young kids. They realize, like, oh man, I got to go outside and touch grass. I'm spending too much time on these phones. I think AI has a lot to do with that. I think people are just sick of seeing AI generated stuff. And AI is getting really good. Later on this week, we're going to talk about how good AI has gotten. It's scary good, bro. It's scary good. And it's going to affect dating even further. You got dudes out here, right? And, we talk about the 80-20 rule. Basically, women are attracted to, the vast majority of women are attracted to basically 20% of the available men out there, which means 80% of the guys out there go unseen. They're invisible to women and most of society, and people want to fight you on that. That one's easy to prove. Just go outside. Just go outside. Who is talking to that dude? Who is talking to that guy? Right? You look at the numbers. What is it? Like a third of men or, sexless will be sexless this year. A third of men. Well, think about that. They won't even have the opportunity to have the chance to reproduce, sexless. Right? It is what it is. And that 80-20 rule or 95-5 or whatever percentage you want to use is not a hard and fast rule. I have a lot of people come after me. They come at me like, oh, 80-20, is that the hard rule? I said, look, bro, we just use that number to show you that a small minority of guys are getting all the access or almost all the access of available women, and the vast majority of men are not. That's why, I use 80-20. You can use whatever number you want. It's just, there's a minority of guys out there that are just getting it. You feel me? They're getting it. So there's that. And when I talk to folks about this, so many folks are just looking to argue and vent. I let them say what they got to say. They yell or whatever, or not yell at me, but they, get animated a little bit. And then I just calmly explain to them, like, this is how it is. Right. And then by the end of the conversation, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're right. You're right. You can't debunk this information, bro. You can't. Even anecdotally, you can't. Everyone's gone to middle school. Everyone's gone like elementary, middle, and high school. Some folks have gone on to college. And I just simply like, hey, when you were in high school, did you play sports? Well, some of them like, yeah, I played sports. I did this. Our basketball team went state, our soccer team, our baseball team, our lacrosse, wherever you went to school. Like, yeah, I was on the team. We were doing really well. Okay, so you were popular, one of the cool kids. Well, folks knew me. Okay. Did you have choices when it came to going to the homecoming dance or to the prom? Yeah, I had choices. A lot of girls wanted me to take them. And, a lot of girls trying to let me know that they wanted me to ask and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Right? What about the rest of the dudes? Right? Did all the dudes have choices? Well, no. I'm like, what about the nerds? What about the dweebs? What about the geeks? Whatever y'all young kids are you calling them today? What about them? Did they even go to prom? Did you even see them? And by the time we get to that point in the conversation, they're like, okay, I see what you mean. Like, yeah, there were kids out there, kids, that no one talked to, people harassed, people bullied, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's all I'm talking about. We're talking about those dudes. Right? We're talking about those guys. And even those guys is like, hey, man, you fall down some of these rabbit holes on the red pill side. You can learn like, all right, this is what we're doing. You want her to see you, bro? You're going to have to do some work. Now, you can't become taller. Forget about it. Your height is what you that card has been dealt. Whatever you are. Right? So if you're under 6 feet, it's not a problem. Hit the gym. You don't have to be some muscular bodybuilder guy, but just be fit. So when she touches your arm, she can tell like, oh, you have muscles. Like, wow, you're fit, you're lean, right? And then you just start to work on your appearance, learn how to talk to people. You got to get your social skills up. You feel me? Then you talk about accessories and you talk about making money. Like, you got to make money. You got to have your own place. It's going to be real hard for you to do this if you're living in your mom's house. It can be done, but it's going to be difficult. Right? You start doing these things, and these guys come from the bottom 80, come from being unseen, invisible, to being seen by women. And they're like, wow. Once they start doing this, they're like, wow, I had no idea. It's way easier now. Now women are walking up to me when we talk about this sort of thing. Like, hey, man, if she's digging you, if you present yourself right, she'll put herself in your orbit. Right? And then at that point, if you know what to do, you can just say hi. And boy, that could lead to wherever you wanted to go. Right? Because when you talk to guys who've always been good with women or guys who've always been popular, what they'll say is, well, just say hi. Because to them, that's how it's always been. It's been that way their whole life. Just say hi. That's easy for the cool kids. That's easy for the tall guys. That's easy for the muscular dudes. That's easy for the young men that women, young girls want to talk to. But for everybody else, you got work to do. And that's what we talk about over here. Me and Mandrell, we're talking about Mom Dami here. He's like, he has a good chance of winning. His message sounds good, but I don't think he's going to change anything. That's a fact. I did a video today in the car and I posted it on Instagram and I also posted it on YouTube. And that's one of the things that I was saying myself, bro. I'm like, what Mom Donnie is saying, man, it sounds good to folks who are, the bottom 99, especially the people towards the bottom of that group. The everyday worker out there. He's proposing universal paid daycare. He's proposing free public transportation, like buses. Like if you ride the city buses, you won't have to pay. He's proposing one government-run or city-run grocery store in each borough of New York where the food would be free, or it's a nonprofit thing. So I don't know if the food's going to be free or just very, very, very inexpensive. I didn't get all the details on that, but these are just a few of the things he's talking about. And like Mandrell says, man, it sounds great. If he can pull it off, if he can pull off just one of those things, I think he'll get another term. If you can get the buses to go up, apparently they got a lot of buses in New York that just move so slow. They're so inefficient. His thing is, man, if we can just get the buses to go faster and, have the buses go faster, figure out a way so the buses are on time and make it free. more people would use the buses, and that would, alleviate a lot of other problems with congestion and stuff like that. I don't know. It's well sound, it's a well thought out thing. It's not like Trump, when Trump was just saying, I'm going to give you the world and not even have a clue as to how he's going to do it. This guy actually has a plan. The problem is, once you get in the office, he's going to have to govern, and we'll see what that looks like. I'm curious to see how it goes, be honest with you, bro. Be honest with you. Like, I don't know what this whole democratic socialist thing is, because right now we have these Republican and Democrat corporate socialists, right? Think about that, right? I'm here to tell y'all right now, on the record, right now, I'm going to go on the record. It is October 27th, 2025. There will be another bank bailout soon. I'm going to go on the record right now and say it. You heard it here first, right? There will be another corporate bailout soon, backed by Republicans and Democrats. That's going to take our money and give it to bankers and businessmen who screwed up and bail them out. Right? Just going on the record right now. So you got someone like Mom Donnie, people like, look, bro, we tired of our money going to bail out these corporate guys, these 1%ers. Come on, man, throw us a little something. Right? I'm going to do a show on that. The 1% is going to have to rein in their greed just a little bit, because the guy at the bottom is going to need something. You got to give him something. If you take away everything, then he's going to come see you. So anyway, and the man just said, yeah, you're correct. I really don't care. I didn't actually care. Like, that's facts. We got Scam Likely in the building. What's good, fam? Dusto's here. So we're going to be talking about that. So like on this platform, I like to talk about everything. I look at everything what I consider a red pill lens. I try to look at it for what it truly is. America is run by the 1%. After that, the housing collapse and we did the bailout TARP and all that kind of stuff. Once that went down, like, not a single banker went to jail for that. Not, only one institution went under. That was Lehman Brothers. It should have been like one or two banks that didn't go under. And we should have allowed, like, again, I believe in free market. Let the market dictate who lives and dies. When they took money and gave it to the extremely wealthy, the 1%, and bailed out their businesses and their banks, I think that really hurt America. That is corporate socialism. I'm sorry, man. So y'all worried about Mom Donnie, but y'all don't want to talk about that. And the 1%, they took their money on the Republican side and the Democrat side trying to push this dude out. They are afraid of this guy and his ideals. They don't want him to succeed. If he succeeds, the people at the bottom are going to be like, nah, bro, y'all going to have to do better. Y'all going to have to do more. So anyway, that's my take on that. But let's get back to what we came here to talk about. Let's get back to that, bro. So we're going to talk about, there's a lot of anti-red pill stuff out there, bro. Okay, cool. I get it. It's like anything else. And the biggest pushback that I normally see it comes from women. And a lot of women just don't like it. And there are women out there who are cool with it. There are a lot of women out there who understand. Most of the women that I've come across that are cool with red pill when it comes to dating and relationships, or women who are in successful relationships, married, or with the person that they want to be with, they see it. They're like, yeah, it is messed up. Yeah. They see it. Now, the rest of the women, the vast majority of women out there who have divorced or left good men, or out there still doing what they doing in these streets, out here doing what they doing. And then they get to a point where it becomes difficult for them to get the guy that they want. Then they point their finger at the red pills. The red pills' fault that millionaire won't date me. Say, word? It's his fault? But girl, there's video of you getting your back blown out by like 3 dudes you just met on some school trip party somewhere, you know what I mean? Or in Ibiza somewhere, or at Burning Man. And he saw it. Now, he blew your back out too. He's like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and hit this. But he's not going to wife you up. Now, with that on your record, he ain't going to wife you up. Now, is it possible? Yeah. It's possible. Dust, though, me and him, we butt heads on this all the time. It was like, it's mostly dust. Yeah, it's mostly dust coming from both sides. I'll get you on that. But there's no denying female nature in today's dating market. There's no denying it. And the red pill will tell you about it. Now, again, are there bad actors on the red pill side? Absolutely. You're going to hear some of the names and see some of the stuff here. But I got this video from a platform that it's like Bougie something. It's linked in the description below. Let me see. Let me find it. Let's look at it real quick. Bougie Style with Sunny. All right, shout out to her. And this is the only content I've ever seen from this platform, so I haven't gone. I'm gonna go back and look at more content to see what else, whatever she's putting out there. But this video, men expose how red pill content has destroyed them. Red pill movement is going. I think it was like it's going down or something like that. It's going away. The red pill movement ain't going nowhere. Just so people understand that. It might be called something different, but there are always going to be men trying to figure out what happened, where did they go wrong with respect to trying to date women, especially here in America. There's always going to be dudes asking questions. Every generation, they're going to ask questions. Like, I did everything that the girl said to do. I showed up with the bouquet of flowers. I had the candy. We went to the most expensive place. Was a helicopter ride involved. We did all these things. I spent thousands of dollars, and I can't even get her to call me. Right? I took her where she wanted to go. I asked her where she wanted to go. She picked this restaurant. I looked it up and I took her there. It's like, bro, it's always going to be a guy's going to tell that dude, like, oh man, this is where you went wrong. You don't know her. Like, this is where you went wrong. Look at her Instagram. Look at her, whatever social media. Look at all these places she gone to. You met this woman, bro. Did she come off as if she's a wealthy person? Well, no, she asked me to pay for Uber. Then she asked me to pay for this and pay for that and blah, blah. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, ladies. If you can run a dude's pockets, by all means, do it. All right. All's fair in love and war. The game is the game. I'll never hate the player, bro. Can't stand the game, though. But I'll never hate the player. It is what it is. Right? At least that's what I try. Sometimes I do hate the players. You keep it 100, full disclosure. Sometimes I do hate the player. But hey, man, this is just one of those things. It's like, look, this is how the game is played. Don't do this. You just met a woman. You don't even know her last name. You have no idea who she is, what she's done. Does she have kids? You don't know. What's her relationship with her family? You don't know. Is she married? Is she engaged, like involved with some dudes? I don't think so. Like, you don't know. You have to find these things out. Well, she said she wouldn't go out with me unless I took her over to Shea Costa Lot, the hottest new restaurant in town. Like, all right, then that lets you know she's not into you, bro. Move on. But she's so beautiful. Like, man, beauty is common. Move on. Find you a beautiful woman, a woman that's beautiful to you, that wants to get to know you. That's the red pill message. At least that's the one that we be pushing over here. So let's listen to what they have to say. See, just turn that on. So let's check this out, guys. Here we go.
So fuck how you feel, homie. We all know that red pill content creates incel. We all know this shit. This is not something that's hidden under a rock. We all know that a lot of men who ingest that red pill bullshit are incels. And for the people that keep telling me that red pill was not intended for this, the original red pill was not like this, please shut the fuck up. Doesn't matter what it was intended to be. Look at what it is now. Look at what it's done. You understand what I'm saying? Look how these men are emotionally unstable. They're dangerous. You can't have a conversation with these red pill demons without them being triggered by something.
So right off the rip, she starts her video with this clip from this dude. You could tell, like, this dude is athletic. He's a handsome fella. He's a young guy. Does this strike you as a guy that can't get women? You tell me. Right? He says that red pill content creates involuntarily celibate men. That's not true. That's not true at all. Right? Involuntarily celibate dudes been out there and they gonna always be out there. Right? Red pill content breaks things down for these dudes. Hey, man, this is why you over here. This is why you're invisible. Is he right? Like, these dudes are weird? Absolutely. A lot of these dudes are weird. And he said that red pill content basically creates these dudes, makes them red pill demons. They're emotionally unstable and all the other stuff he was saying. He says the red pill does that to them. I would argue that the home that they came out of did that to them. Whoever raised them did that to them. Not the red pill. And I'm not mad at dude. I don't know this guy. He don't know me. But I guarantee you that this guy goes out. This guy has a phone full of women he can holler at. He's probably looked at some clips and he's like, oh, I mean, these dudes are weird. Yes, they are. Like, these dudes need help. Yes, they do. And like I said on this platform, I say it all the time. You go into the hospital, what are you going to find? You're going to find a bunch of sick people. You're going to find a lot of people who need help. Right? And that's how I look at this red pill world. I come to this red pill world, I'm like, man, these dudes are weird. Oh my God. A lot of times I'll forget who I'm surrounded by. And I'm like, oh man, these dudes need help. I can't get mad at them because they need help. Let me sit down here and try to put them on game. Let me sit them down and show them the way. This guy's coming in here. He's just like, oh man, ain't nothing, ain't shit, da 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 da. What's the point of even saying all this, fam? Like, I get it. Like, you're not around these dudes. You're not in the red pill world. So why are you doing this? This could be his play. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of girls to like and comment on this stuff that he's saying. He's gonna slide into their DMs and bam, he's gonna be able to smash them. It could be as simple as that. It's just a play, right? It's a cool play. I ain't mad at him, but come on, man, let's listen to the rest.
Always triggered by something on the internet. They're in these comments arguing with these women. They see a random girl. You know what I'm saying? In the comments, if she looks too pretty, if she's half dressed, whatever, they're in the comments arguing. Nobody's gonna want you in 10 years. Just triggered by shit. Something is wrong with them. And then the older men, that's like mid 30s, late 40s, 50s, something is completely wrong with them. It's so many of them in that space. You know what I'm saying? So many men that have really taken on this red pill and has really destroyed y'all. Y'all are fucked up. And then y'all.
Which is crazy. There's so many guys in that space. Why do you think they're there, bro? He's like, y'all are fucked up. Yeah, they are. They got the game fucked up. They can't get the experience that this dude has. Now, this dude's out here, I guarantee you, he's killing the game. Right? And again, to put all that on the red pill, where some of these dudes, like most of these dudes, I ain't gonna lie, most of the dudes in the red pill, especially the guys you see in the comments and saying all the crazy stuff, man, they ain't gonna change. They're not there to do the work. They're not there to drag themselves out of the bottom 80 and into the top 20. So I don't even worry about them dudes. I don't worry about them. The guys who are doing the work are the ones I'm trying to get to. It might be 25, 30% of those dudes or whatever. It's going to be some dudes. It's not the vast majority, but it's a growing minority of guys who are like, let me actually do the work. Let me holler at these people. And it's like, bro, they'll say it. They're like, hey, man, we were talking at the last event and you told me about because my outfit. A lot of guys will see me at events or whatever. They'll see me out and about and they'll comment on what I'm wearing. Like, dude, now you got on like the jeans with the nice dress shoes on, got a nice belt on, got a tie, maybe a vest or maybe a jacket. You know what I mean? I'm wearing like they're asking me about the accessories and I'm like, yeah, this is how I get down. This is my style. Like, you got to come up with your style. And they're like, well, what is my style? Like, I can't tell you. I don't know you. I don't know what your style is, but let's look at some different options. And we just start looking at different ways to dress. Like, bro, you can always just go with a suit. You know what I mean? You can go with some Dockers and a nice shirt, nice and everything nice and pressed, or you can go with the way I look, or you can go with, and we talk about different hats. We talk about different things. And then you see those guys, maybe three, maybe 6 months later, they show up, you see them somewhere, they come to another event and they just be like shaking your hand. Like, man, I appreciate it. Cause they done changed their look up a little bit. They done changed it up a little bit. They're not wearing baggy clothes anymore. They're wearing fitted clothes. When they go out, they wear baggy clothes to, appropriate events. But when they go out, like, yeah, man, I put on some nice shoes and, you were right. I didn't have to spend a lot of money. Spent about $300, man. Got me a decent pair of shoes. Got me a suit and I got it nice and tailored up. It looks good on me. And I go out and it's like, man, I did what you said, man. I go to Burlington Coat Factory or I go over to Marshall's and I just find some nice shirts. You know what I mean? I'm paying, $10, $12 for a nice shirt, get some ties, order some stuff on Amazon. And I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're like, man, I look good. Right? And like wearing Dickies, bro, that's some hood shit, bro. If you wearing Dickies, I mean, it's just really, Dickies make a whole bunch of stuff. Like if you're wearing like the Dickies shorts to an outdoor event somewhere where you're doing something, you might be able to get away with that, but Dickies are work clothes, bro. Like if you're going somewhere and you're trying to really holler at somebody, like again, like when I look at Dickies, especially all the time I spent in LA and in the Midwest, that's what we used to wear, bro. We used to wear Dickies We used to wear Tim's, right? Big old like lumberjack shirts and stuff like that, extra big hats and stuff. Like, bro, that's a hood look. And that could work for you if you're gonna dress like that. Just make sure you nice and pressed and all that. But if you're trying to come out here and really get into the mix with the mainstream folks, man, Dickies ain't really gonna help you out, fam. Like, I would say go out, just get yourself like some if you like wearing Dickies, you can go out and get yourself some nice slacks, like Dockers or something like that. Get you some nice Dockers. They're different styles of Docker. You can get you some nice Dockers, some nice shoes, cool belt, a button up. And again, just make sure it's fitting, right? Just make sure it's fitting. But if you're going to be wearing Dickies and all that, just make sure you're dressed appropriately for whatever event you're going to. You know what I mean? See, he's 42 and still wearing Dickies. Like, bro, I still got my hood attire and I wear it. Sometimes it depends on where I'm going. It depends on where I'm going. Like right now, man, I'm wearing some shorts, some big shorts. They're camouflage shorts. Dickies make some of these camouflage shorts with the big pockets on the side, big old cargo pockets. They're cargo shorts. They're big. And then, it's like I wear a shirt like this, or, sometimes I put on like one of my cartoon t-shirts. It depends on where I'm going. But I'm not going to wear that to a networking event, right? If I'm like the way I'm dressed now, okay, I can go to like a Comic-Con. I can go to something like a barbecue or something like that. But even still, if I'm going to, it depends on who I think is going to be there, who I may meet, like, what kind of connections I'm trying to make. So if I'm dressed like this, man, I'm around family, friends. We just silking it. We just kicking it. But we go anywhere. I'm changing. I'm putting on some nice jeans, some nice shoes, and I could keep this shirt on if I want, and a couple more accessories. Put on a different watch, put on a ring or two, like nothing too crazy. Right? I might put on a different chain, like a different necklace, like something smaller. People ask me like, "Why you wear this necklace, man? This is a meteorite. This is a meteorite right here. This is what this is. Like it's a piece of space rock." Man, you know how many conversations I've had started because I'm wearing this thing. I'm at the bar just chilling and some cute woman, and be like, "Hey, what's that?" Just looking at it like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's space rocks, meteorite." It's like, "Well, why do you wear that?" I'm like, "Well, just imagine where this thing has been. Where did this thing start? Like, was it around the Big Bang? How long did it float around out in space?" And just like, I never thought about that. And now you're just in a back and forth. It's just a random conversation starter. That's why I wear it. And bro, it's gotten me some good conversations. It's put me in a box that's different than everybody else. That woman in that spot that night got hit on by a bunch of dudes who was like, holla, holla, holla. Y'all know how that shit go. They were doing their thing trying to get on because she was fine. Holla, 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 holla. And I'm trying to holla, holla, holla too. But I start with, I got a space rock around my neck. And she's like, And it just turned out that this particular woman was into that sort of thing. Right? Like, yeah, a little space rock on or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, what do you think about 3-Eye Atlas?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know. You think it's a spaceship?" So next thing you know, we're in this long conversation about this interstellar rock that's floating through our solar system right now. Right? And her and I are talking, and she's cool, and her guards are down. And guess what? She's ready to holler. It's on. So I know I just took a long tangent, but this is when I talk to the young guys. And like I said, when I started this tangent, the guy in question, when he first met me, that was the young dude wearing baggy stuff. He didn't really feel comfortable in his clothes. He didn't feel comfortable where we were. He's looking around. He's like, "Man, I don't fit in." He hollered at me. Next time I saw him, he fit right in, right? He went, got his hair cut. His beard was looking righteous, had on some nice cologne. I think he was wearing Dolce. I forget, man, bro was killing the game. He was like, "I just want something that small." That's red pill. That's red pill. Right? You have to take care of these small things if you want to be successful out here in today's sexual marketplace. Right? Your social media got to be on point. That's something we didn't have when I was growing up. Social media? Huh? Social media got to be on point, because even if you get a number and do it the traditional way, She gonna see your social media at some point. So your social media better be right. Right? I give credit to Fresh and Fit. Right? Myron Fresh was saying that 3 years ago. He was like, yo, the best dating app on the planet is Instagram. Now, the entire world says the same thing. That's how you present yourself. You know what I mean? Brother Mike was like, billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they are not name clothes and get away with it. Yeah, because they're billionaires. They're billionaires, bro. But guess what? When they go to official events, they're wearing tuxedos. Right? When Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos shows up for some launch, something they're doing, they're launching some new product or new company or whatever, peep how they're dressed, bro. They're wearing tuxedos. Now, if they're on a red carpet going to some movie opening or something like that, or if they're going to some campaign fundraiser, yeah, they're going to try to look cool, right? And even though they're not wearing name brand stuff, I guarantee you that everything they have is tailor made. Guarantee you, like you see, you know how many people in Hollywood pay tens of thousands of dollars to a fashion consultant so they can look like they don't work, right? Like Kanye West and the clothes that like the big celebrities are wearing, looks like they got paint on their clothes, like they're wearing hoodies that just look like something you can buy at a Walmart. Now you can't get that out of Walmart, bro. That might be $1,500 for that hoodie. That might be $3,500 for that hoodie. It's so funny that rich people spend a lot of money trying not to look rich. It is what it is. And look, Scam said he uses barbecue sauce. That's right. That's why Scam be getting all them big girls. Yo, man, I ain't mad at you, bro. Social media is fake. And every person out there, every woman you're going to come across, I'm going to say like the vast majority, 90+% of women you're going to come across are all into some social media. They're going to ask you about something they saw on TikTok or something they saw on Instagram or whatever platform they on. Social media drives our society right now. I'm hoping it changes. The young kids are coming away from it. I watch my daughter and she's not on social media hardly at all, bro. Like she goes on a couple apps, maybe a Discord here, maybe some other app there. She communicates with a couple friends. They don't even show their faces. They just talk. They have these group chats. She's not on it like crazy, but she is on it. Like we'll sit down for dinner. She'll be going through her social media, or whatever. And I'm looking at what she's looking at, but she's not like consumed by it. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. She's not consumed by it. Yeah. Well, Scam like them fat girls, and the fat girls like Scam. Scam is like, dude's in shape. Dude, stays in shape, works out all the time. Right? Into salsa, like into dance. He's killing the game, can travel, got a passport, will travel. You feel me? But as far as, the social aspect to this, like a lot of things that are taught in the red pill, like when I talk about the social aspect, like Brother Michael was saying, hey, man, I still wear my Dickies or whatever. You can do that. Someone like Myron Gaines. Myron Gaines goes out, bro, he's wearing the same thing that you see him wearing on Fresh and Fit. He's got a closet full of the same T-shirts, a closet full of the same jeans or whatever he's wearing. He doesn't dress up. He doesn't dress the way I do but he doesn't go out nearly as much as I do either. Right? I tell people like you're gonna have to basically be aware of this. So when you go out here, you can increase your chances of being successful if in fact you're out here trying to meet women. Just increase your chances of being successful. And the way you present yourself is pretty much what you're gonna draw. If you out here looking like a hood type dude, you're gonna draw hood type chicks. If you're out here trying to look like a business guy, a top tier guy, or a high value guy, then you're gonna attract women who feel comfortable around that. That's just the way it is, bro. And then where you go also helps with that. But that's like we could talk about that another time. This is what we talk about when we have our meetups. These are the small things, like bro. These are the small things that you're gonna have to consider. And it's not just women that you're going to attract. You're going to attract other successful men. They're going to look at you. They're going to come talk to you, right? Like, oh, you seem cool. And next thing you know, there might be some business interest there. You might, they might want to hire you for something, or you might want to hire them for something. I bumped into a lot of people just because I'm dressed the way I dress. Now, Again, that's just one aspect. One aspect. You can be dressed really nice, but if you're like socially inept and you don't know how to hold a conversation, it's over. They're gonna walk away, and the women gonna point you out to all the other women, like, stay away from that dude. He's a weirdo. Right? But back to what old boy was saying in this video. To say that red pill is the cause for today's weak man. Nah, not even. That's not the cause. It can be the cure. It can help some of these dudes, but it's certainly not the cause. Mandrell's right, man. He said the rich stay rich by trying to look poor, and the poor stay poor by trying to look rich. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? So let's continue.
Y'all are hypocrites because y'all are the ones paying for the OF models. Y'all are the ones buying hoes. Y'all are the ones buying sex.
Facts.
It is you guys. But for a group of men that just don't like promiscuous activity, y'all don't fuck with that shit at all. Y'all sure do fund that shit so much. Y'all put a lot of your hard-earned money into that industry. Y'all idolize women way too much. Your whole movement as far as red pill from when it started to now, I don't give a fuck, has been about women. It has been about women since the beginning.
He's right.
Because lame ass motherfuckers couldn't get them.
He's right.
So it's been the same thing. And the reason why it's so funny is because it still ain't working. The method that the red pill motherfuckers came up with is still not working. If you fuck with some of the shit they saying, you're a cornball. If you're red pill adjacent, you're a cornball. If you just happen to be in red pill spaces, you're a cornball. Doesn't matter. The shit just is not player at all. That's why, like, the shit just don't make sense. So for all you motherfuckers who really want to glow up, like, you got.
Dude just said glow up. He said glow up. This guy, his audience is female. This dude is trying to get women. This might wind up being the next Jason. What's the name of that dude? Mandrell. What's the name of that dude that was out here lying to women and make all that money and got caught cheating on his wife and all that? Jason something. This dude might be the next one of him. His audience is female. You can almost hear the women saying yes and putting their hands together like this as he's saying this stuff. Right? As he's saying this stuff. Which, okay. Right? He's right about that. There are guys out here, we talked about this over here, like all these dudes in the chat saying all this stuff about women, but then they run over and join that chick's OF account and make her millions of dollars. Again, I ain't mad at her. That's the game. But, why are these dudes using their wallet trying to get on with women? Because it's the easiest way for them. Because what they want the most primal experience they can get. They just want to smash something. And they just going to pay their money to do it. But then they fall in love with the provider and marry her. And then 5 years, 7 years later, she takes everything from him, drains him dry and kicks him to the curb, divorces him, keeps the house and kids and all that other kind of stuff. Now he's back. Now he's back in the red pill world, mad. Now he's red pill raging. That was his fault. That's his fault. Was it Jason Lee? Was that his name? Jason Lee? Was it Jason Lee? I can't remember his name, but there was a dude out there, Jackson. Was it Jackson? Something like that. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's continue.
How to get out those red pill spaces. They are fucking up your mind.
Never ever listen to red pill if you're a man. Stay away from that industry. It's going to ruin you and your life and your future forever. And the craziest thing is there was a point in time where me and a lot of people I know used to follow this red pill stuff until I actually grew a pair of balls. Only a real man and only a real father or husband, right, can actually look after their family, maintain their masculinity and have everything in check. Understanding that your woman has a role in your life and that they are actually not a burden on you. And of course, you have to be able to pick the right woman. I'm someone who's been married and I've got a child now, alhamdulillah, right? And one thing I can tell you, the right partner will make your life so much easier. And this red pill nonsense makes you look at women as if they're objects, etc. I'm not making this video to say, oh, look, he's just doing it for the women. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm married, I have a child, I'm happy. But this is for a lot of young people that look at women a different way. Yes, the wrong woman can absolutely ruin your life, and I stand by that 100%. But you boys need to pick better women, and by that I mean improving yourself. If you're not a type of person that can attract the woman that you want, how can you get the woman that you want? To be standing by your side for the rest of your life, to look after your children, to take care of you and each other. And trust me, real masculinity is having a family, being a good father, being a good inspiration for just that one person and your offspring. And if you're a man who wants to learn and lead by example, be sure to follow.
These are one of the
There it is. Be sure to follow me. Here's the thing. This guy that guy that just got finished talking right there, he's Muslim. The most red pill text you're ever going to read is the Quran and the Bible, King James Bible, and the Torah. That's the most red pill text you ever going to read in your life. Right. So when I see Muslim dudes in the red pill, you don't see too many of them. It's like, bro, why you here? If you see a Muslim dude there, he's there really probably to try to bring you to Islam. He's because when you look at Muslims, especially like their beliefs, or in my opinion, extreme. So it just in most Muslim folks, they come from a tight-knit community. So it's rare that they don't know their father, but if they don't know their father, they still have their uncles, and they have the imams, and they have the leaders of the community, and they have all that. So it's not like other bubbles where it's like they're devoid of male leadership. There's plenty of male leadership in Islam, right? And so people will say, well, there's plenty of male leadership in Christianity. Is it? Have you been to a church lately? Not a lot of dudes in there, right? And the dudes there are in there running plays, bro, doing their thing. The Bible is 100% red pill, bro. What do you mean it's not red pill? It's 100% red pill. Like you want to see the true code. You want to see the matrix. It's in the Bible. Read the text. Read the Quran, right? Read the Torah. Read the different versions of the Bible, King James Bible, right? And you have other Bibles out there. Read the Ethiopian Bible, right? Read the Bible that the Armenians have. They're different Bibles, bro. It's extremely red pill. Extremely red pill. And here's the thing. Women don't like the Bible. So you're starting to see the King James Version change. Slowly but surely, it's changing. The words are changing. I'm just saying, I'm not in that word. I'm not here to defend it. I'm not here to condemn it. I'm just letting you know that is red pill. Right? That is red pill. Yeah, they pick and choose. You can't pick and choose in Islam. Right? They just don't. You have those two factions. They go hardcore, but they're going from the same text. The Torah the Torah, the Quran, they're going from the same text. So I'm saying it's red pill, bro. It's red pill. If you live your life by the Bible, you'll be fine, but it'll be really hard for you. It's going to take a lot of vetting to find your woman. But when you do find her, you're going to be good if you stick to the tenets of the Bible. That's red pill, man. I don't know how, and so I guess this is the woman whose page we're watching right here. And like I said, the one brother was on there saying all he was saying that for women. The next guy, he even said it. I'm not saying this for the women. I don't care. I got my own woman. Alhamdulillah, it's like, which is good. Alhamdulillah. I forget even how they say, cause I'm not Muslim. But I think it means God willing or something like that, or thank God or something. But anyway, he's following the tenets of the Quran. You ain't gonna get more red pill than that, bro. You're not gonna get more red pill than that. And this is a guy's like, hey, if you want to hear more, come follow me. Everybody's out here trying to grow their base. Everybody's out here trying to push their narrative, their particular version of the red pill. And I ain't got a problem with it. I ain't got a problem with it at all. I want as many different guys to come out here and take up some leadership roles and help these young dudes, because these young dudes need help. They do need help. Right? So let's listen to what she has to say.
Those videos, I'm very excited to share with you guys. The almighty red pill movement is going down. A lot of men are coming out to expose how the red pill movement has destroyed their lives. For those of you who know this guy, if you know this guy, if you have watched any of his videos, you should be very much aware that this guy is one of the biggest perpetrators of the red pill movement. He's been training men, teaching men all of these things which they are about to expose, which has destroyed their lives. You want to stay tuned and watch till the end.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you remember me at all?
No.
Okay. So can I ask a quick synopsis of what you think the prescription is for society today for men in a short version? What do you think they should do to be successful?
Now, this dude is talking to Myron Gaines. This is probably a guy who was rocking with Fresh and Fit and Red Pill and all that kind of stuff. And, Myron Gaines right now is going around to different colleges and doing these same talks, Charlie Kirk style. Myron has a lot of people who can't stand him. There's a lot of people who hate him. There's a lot of weirdos out there. So I would not do this if I were Myron, but that's what he's doing.
Successful with women.
To be successful with women,
Yeah.
okay, are we talking about like getting a girl for a long-term relationship, just to get laid? What are we talking about?
Well, I think the only reason should be for a long-term relationship and marriage. I mean, that's Jesus Christ founded it. But I'm just curious what your prescription is.
Well, I've talked about this. I think guys have to have certain things in place, right, before they want to get into a long-term relationship. It's 5 things. So I would say 100K per year, 6 figures a year, 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in good shape, have at least 50 partners, right, sexual body count.
So you hear all these women going crazy, right? They're saying all these things. They're in a big group, and you know they don't like Myron. Myron is the boogeyman. Cool, I get it. I get it. Myron's the boogeyman, and Myron is telling people what he believes. That's one voice of thousands, millions of voices out here, right? He's just telling you what he believes. He landed on the body count thing, right? And all these women start going crazy, which is funny because if you sit the women down, the vast majority of them have at least that many bodies. And here's the thing. I don't care. Do you? You want to go out here and smash? Because women can do that. Women can wake up tomorrow and like, I want to have intimate relations with 4 guys and it's going to happen before noon. It can happen like that. But guys can't do that. Not even the dudes at the top. Even the guys at the top, it's hard for them to do that. I'm going to go out here and get 4 women I don't know to come home and smash me today by noon. Leonardo DiCaprio can't do it. You name the person, they can't do it because the higher status the guy is and the more famous the guy is, women are going to want to pull back. Like, yeah, I'm going to smash the dude. I don't want to give it to him right now. I want to make it look that easy, right? He's going to get it, but to get 4 brand new girls by noon can't be done. But you can get a woman who's overweight, obese. Wake up like, I want to have 4 dudes. She can get 4 dudes by noon. But let's continue.
All right. And then is that the last one?
And then there's one more, but that's fine. You could go ahead and
Okay.
engage with what I've said so far.
So the reason I asked that is I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How's that Myron's fault?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved.
This dude is performing for the females in the crowd. Did you hear them when he was saying this stuff? Oh. Like, bro, when Myron says, hey, you should go out here and you should smash a bunch of women, what he's trying to convey is you need to get experience. You have to be able to convey that, experience. And it's just the actual hunt, the actual like getting them to the point where they're ready to smash. I tell folks like, hey man, you can also do the catch and release. You can go out here, holler at women, get them to come to the crib, get them to the point where like they are ready to get down. You know it. They're on you. They're ready. Like you can have this, it's yours. And then you can, from that point, gear it back, ease back, and like, nah, baby, I don't want to. Not now. It's too soon. And take her out somewhere, like just kind of, and then that's it. Like you could have smashed. You could take it up to that point because it takes a lot of work to get to that point. Like you don't actually have to smash them. That's my take on that. I'm like, look, do the work, get to the point where she's ready to get to you, and then let her go. That's the catch and release method. That's what I'm calling it. You got her. She's ready to go. She's ready to make it happen. Y'all doing everything. What's the old school like first, second, third base. And it's like you round in third and you run halfway to home and you stop and you go back to third base. Home base being actually having sex. First, second. Remember that first, you get a kiss. Second, you kind of, fooling around, making out. Third, you're probing all over each other's bodies with your, fingers or whatever. And home base was like, yeah, y'all doing the deed. Come around third. And like, all right, cool. I got her. And you can just back off. Catch and release. You can do that if you want to. Right, but this dude is blaming Myron. Like, well, I went out, I was listening to you, I was talking to and smashing a whole bunch of women, and that ruined my life. I wonder how. But you hear all the women clapping in the background.
Now I'm happily married. I have I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But
great.
I felt.
Congratulations. That's good. That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable.
But hold on, women aren't sexual objects, but yet a lot of women tend to sexualize themselves. Do they even realize that's what they're doing? Right? A lot of American women aren't in the church because they want to follow God. They're in the church because they're looking for forgiveness for all the stuff that they've been doing. And I'm not trying to knock women. I'm just saying, like, it's women are doing their thing out here. So this guy listened to Myron. We didn't get to hear his story, like what brought him to the red pill, right? You heard what he said. He was like, I know you're not against me being married. He went out here. He got a whole bunch of experience. And I'm pretty sure he was like, damn, bro, this was way easier than I thought. It was never been. I didn't know it was this easy. And you look at the guy; he's in shape. You know, it's like a handsome fellow. He's got a hat on and glasses. He's trying to conceal his identity a little bit. All the women are ready to holler at him. I guarantee you, he had a bunch of women. Even though he said he's married with children, I guarantee you, there's a bunch of them girls was trying to holler at him, get on his social media, want to get with him. And here's the thing: this is a dude who follow red pill stuff. I wonder if he has a prenup, and if he doesn't, we know one thing's for sure: he understands the risk. Like, okay, there's a better than 50% chance that this marriage is going to end in divorce. And if it does, is he going to be mad at Myron for that too? This is kind of weird. This is, when I hear this kind of stuff, this is weird.
And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? So I think.
So a question for you. You said you got out there dating and meeting women and stuff like that. And then you said that it kind of hurt you.
Yeah.
How did it hurt you specifically? Did you like just start? What happened specifically?
Well, I started warring against my own flesh. It's like trying to fill an empty void.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
There's a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of every man that can only be filled by God alone. Anything else you try to fill with that's not going to satisfy it. And I tried to do it with sex.
Listen, as somebody who's been a player, who's been played, who's lived the whole red pill lifestyle, I'm here to expose absolutely everything. A lot of you guys think that a lot of women are just garbage, that they're all the same, that you're never going to find love, that you're better off having a bunch of girls. And the reason I say this is because that's what I used to believe, right? When I was like 18, 19, all I cared about was just hanging out with a bunch of women. You know, I would, use them. I was just a bad person, right?
Rico Suave, I was just using women. Is it possible that some of those women were using him? Right? What he says is true. There are a lot of guys who get into the red pill world and they taking only what they want to hear. Like they're listening to what they want to hear. Women bad, men good or whatever, right? We didn't even get to hear dude's response. Like, Myron, that was a legit question that Myron asked him. Like, well, what happened? What exactly happened? And he starts talking about, well, I had this void I couldn't fill, and it could only be filled with God Almighty. It's like, but you were still able to bring in mad women, right? Like, you still had to do the work, right? Like, you couldn't meet them when you were stinking. Like, you're a handsome dude, your beard's together, like you're in the gym and all that kind of stuff. Well, yeah. So what was told to you was a real thing. Well, yeah. And you're experienced. Yeah. And one of the things I tell these guys, I'm like, look, y'all not even sure what y'all asking for. Like, there's a lot of these dudes like, man, I want to get these women. They do the work. Women start coming and it becomes so easy for them. They begin to lose respect for women. They're like, hold on. I think that's what it is. A lot of people don't see it the way I see it or others see it. I'm just like, look, bro, the game's the game. Like, you got to find a woman that's right for you, vet her, and, I hope it works out. Right? Vet her for 2 years. Don't worry about her body count. Don't worry about, the fact that she's not a virgin or is a virgin, whatever. Just go out here and get to know this person and see if it works for you guys. If you have stuff, if you're going to have stuff, if you got a lot of money, get your prenup and all that in order. Right? That's part of it. Protect yourself, because the legal marriage is defective and it's going to cost you a lot if you're the person who has. And I say the same thing for women. Yo, if you got together, ladies, you got all your bread, like you got it together, make sure you get a prenup, because if you marry this guy and it goes sideways, he could come after your stuff and the courts will give it to him. So, and another thing too, and the final thing I'll say, and I'll let this guy keep talking, what you got to realize, most guys, once they start running rotations and getting women, and they're talking to all sorts of women, you know, like fine women, like gorgeous women, beautiful women, like legit 10s, all the way down to like 4s and 3s. Once they do that and they realize like, damn, it's not that difficult for certain guys, especially if they had the other life, like, man, I was invisible, but now I got all these women. Those dudes get tired of it quick. I mean, it takes a lot of time, energy, effort, and money to run a rotation. It just, some dudes never get tired of it. You know, some of these athletes, they'll try to bang a different woman every night if they can, right? But chasing women, man, it takes so much time, energy, effort, money. And if you're looking to settle down, your knowledge of what's going on, you know, you're going to be better able to see through a lot of the BS that women put out there. You're going to be like, all right, I can tell, like, yeah, she's had a few dudes, but this is a good person, versus being fooled. Well, she's making all this money, and look at her, and, you know, look at her family and all this. And then come to find out, like, bro, she's worse than the OF fan. That's why Myron says you should go out and sleep with X amount of women, because that number is pretty high. You need to sleep with as many women as you need to in order for you to understand female nature. That's it. That could be 2, that could be 10, that could be 100, however many you need to sleep with, just so you can understand female nature. And then understand how easy it is for some women to fall for these type dudes. Again, that guy that was talking to Myron, in shape, handsome, all these women screaming for him. He can start putting his stuff on, put his content up on YouTube, and just, you know, again, be another Derek Jackson. I'm going to tell these women exactly what they want to hear. Like, he's talking about religion, but then when you actually get into the Bible and what the Bible says, a lot of women don't like that. They don't like it. Let's continue.
Very immature. And the thing about this lifestyle is you're only going to attract people that are on your level, and you are honestly on a very low level. It's sad. It's not worth your time. Spending hours, spending a lot of time just hanging out with different type of girls, you get nowhere. But I ended up finding out was eventually you start to fall into a pattern of always meeting the same type of people, getting the same result, and ultimately it leaves you unhappy, right? And that's what was happening with me. And at first, you know, it's real easy to blame, women are all the same, they're just garbage, this is how they are. And you fall into this trap, and women do the same exact thing, bro. There's some women that hate men just because some guy cheated on them, bro. I don't know, they just had a bad experience, so now they hate men. And that's how I felt about women too, you know. And this is what separates us. Everybody has, you know, resentment and anger towards the opposite sex. It's kind of sad. But anyways, I ended up finally sitting down and realizing, yo, if I'm getting the same exact result with different people, maybe the issue is me. And you guys need to swallow y'all's pride. I'm tired of seeing pridefulness, ego, just, you're getting nowhere. You're getting nowhere. It's not helping you out. You feel empty, and you're always angry and think you're perfect, but guess what? There is no perfect human being. We all make mistakes, and that's okay. It's just not okay to act like we don't. So stop acting like you're perfect. Accept the fact that you make mistakes, but you also have the opportunities to make things better. That's what I ended up.
What the hell is this dude talking about, man? This is word salad. This is word salad. This is a guy who's like, bro, I'm out here banging chicks left and right. I'm knocking them down, and basically I'm tired of it. That's what I'm hearing here. He's like, I'm tired of it. Okay, cool. Find you a good woman. And you might say, well, I can't find a good woman because they all out here, you know, banging dudes. Like, well, they banged you. You're out here, you banging all these chicks, doing whatever it is you're doing with them. And you mad because you can't find the one for you. I mean, okay. You know what I mean? Like, okay. You know what I mean? And dude, like what Scam was saying about these virgins, that's one of those things I'm like, bro, I ain't seeing nothing out there. I mean, I'm yeah, they exist, but bro, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't count on that. I don't care about that. I don't, you know, I was like, I don't think I want that. If you can find that, that's great. Who are the ones that are going to maybe find that? I would say, like, you know, the ones who are like really strict households, but man, everybody sneaks away. Everybody sneaks away, bro. So you're right about that, man. I care less about the virgin thing. And he scam is saying this dude's a fraud. This dude's just talking crazy. He just want, if you lie people buy, especially women, if you lie women buy, bro, they want people to come out and say, yeah, that's wrong, red pill, especially the thing about the body count. These young girls, man, there's some women out there who they're not promiscuous. There are a lot of women out there who are not promiscuous, but there are a lot of women who are. Right? And dude, how can you tell the difference if you've never been with any woman? If you've never gone to at least third base, like I said, if you haven't even done the catch and release method, you need to get out there and see. I can't tell you how many times I was floored, like absolutely shocked, because I thought I was dealing with the good girl. Mom and dad grew up in that household, private school, great colleges, working in the family business, like going to church every week, involved in the church, boom, boom, boom. You get this woman in the car for 15 minutes, bro, and she on top of you, bro. What? Then you go to the hood chick that you think, and the one's dressing all promiscuously and all that kind of stuff. She out there, she know everybody. You think she doing anything. She's twerking all the time. And bro, it take you 2 years, 3 years to crack her. It's like, what's going on here? And you get to talk to the girl like, nah, man, I made a couple mistakes. I've been with a couple guys, but every guy I'm with, I'm trying to make that the dude I want to marry. Meanwhile, the good girl, she's just banging every dude she can because she can. Right? She's just like, do me a favor, keep it on the hush. And then you get to like married women. There's so many married women out there doing their thing, bro. And you're lucky if they tell you they married. Sometimes they don't even tell you. You smashing or whatever, and you get a phone call like, who's that? Oh, that was my husband. You, like, girl, you risking my life right now. You didn't tell me. Damn, at least give me the opportunity to risk my own life. Tell me the truth. So anyway, he's like, it's all, look at saying, he's like, scams, like, this dust, all dust, no matter the pill color. Yeah, and Michael Lee always talks about this chick. You always bring her up, bro. And again, if she really was what she said she was, great. If not, man, I don't know. Like, we're going to skip ahead because this dude's just talking nonsense. He's more word salad. Damn, look at that. Let's go right here. Let's check this out.
Can happen, good things, bad things, roll with the punches. Life will reward you. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Can someone explain to me why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling into the arms of these like whatever type podcast guys, like the guy?
They don't actually want these women. They talk all this rhetoric for their podcasts, but these kind of men actually want independent, strong-minded women. Not so they can actually better their life. No, because they want to break them down. You have to really watch these guys' movements and how they actually respond to women. These men don't want to better or help women. They want to diminish them, devalue them. They want to break them down. They want these women to submit so they can humiliate these women.
Like I said, man, you listen to dude right here, bro. I'm listening to this guy and I'm like, okay, mind you, 80% of dudes are unseen by women. So who are we talking about here? You mean to tell me that the guy who's dropping fries at McDonald's right now, his whole goal is to get a woman so he can humiliate her and make her, so he can break her? Like, are you high? Come on, son. Like, what are you talking about, bro? So if you're saying, so we're talking about the guys who women want. And then women want the best dude they can get. So the vast majority of women want these guys, these 5%ers, these 15%ers, like these dudes who are really rare. If you're saying that these guys want to break women, we can sit down and have that conversation. I don't think that's the case. When you look at women who are successful, like extremely successful, like you have, again, with the way women like to date and the way they mate select today is horizontally and up. Women want to date men that are on their level or better than they are, financially, physically, all that kind of stuff. That's what they want. That's what they're hoping to get. So if you got a dude who's out there breaking these women who are successful, why are the women even dealing with that guy? Why deal with him? Why are you chasing him? You feel me? Like this guy right here, like, I don't know what the hell he talking about, bro. Like, What the? Casual Germs in the building. What's good, fam? Telling you, man, so many married women out here. Women will get with a guy that is just good enough. You know, he checks off the financial box, which is really the most important one. They can have a good life with him or whatever, like have that picture perfect life. But bro, they gonna do their dirt. Now, what you want to find when you're looking for a woman is a woman that's into you. She wants to be with you. She wants to be with you. If all you own is a 1985 Honda Accord and that's where you live, and she gonna sit up in that Honda Accord with you. You want that woman. People might be like, man, you exaggerating. If she's into you, bro, she wants to be with you. Right? But again, the way women may select, especially financially successful women who have gone way up on that corporate ladder, they all say they're no good men. They're having so much trouble finding a mate. Why? Because there's not a lot of men making that kind of money. If you're making 150, 200, $300,000, $400,000 a year, how many dudes are up there with you? Right? Not a lot. Not a lot. You're making $300,000, $400,000 a year. You're in the top 3% of earners in America? You know what I mean? Certainly somewhere in the top 5%. That means 95% of available men aren't up there with you. Right now, that dude who's up there making all that money, he's a top 5% earner. He has no problem whatsoever wifing up the woman who made his coffee at Starbucks. Come on, girl. I got you. But that woman is not going to husband up the dude dropping fries at McDonald's. And women are stuck dealing with this. They, the women who are successful are the women who are like, man, I'm gonna get the guy that loves me and the guy that I love, and we'll figure the rest of it out. But there are women out there, and these women have become so successful that they have become the men that they actually want to date. They become alpha. So this dude is saying that men want to go around and they want to break these women. Nah, the dude doesn't want to come home and deal with that. I'm out here dealing with the same world you dealing with. It's crazy out here. I come home and you talking crazy too. I got to come home and fight you. Nah, I'm finna go holler at Susie at Starbucks. We're getting divorced. You make more than me. So, right. You make this difficult. I'm going to take half your retirement. Make this difficult. I'm going to take the house. Right. I'm going to take the Miami condo. I'm going to take your Birkin collection. You know what I mean? Not just your Birkin. Matter of fact, I'm going to take your whole Hermes collection. I'm going to take your Kelly's too. Right? That's what happens. That's red pill. The red pill is the knowledge that these things could happen. Don't run away from it. Just understand it. Protect yourself as best you can. And then, take your chance. At some point, it's what it comes down to, man. Take your chance.
In my opinion, a lot of these guys have been rejected, maybe rejected by their own mothers, but they have been rejected or hurt at some point, and now they want revenge and they want to dish out pain towards women. You really got to understand, a man that wants to do right by a woman or wants to do right by his woman or women in general, he will always lead and guide to the right answer. These men try to force you to their side and kind of break your ideology down. And now you can say, oh, they just want to break delusional women. You know what? Yes, you can break down a delusional person, but you do not have to humiliate them. They try to humiliate in the process.
Bro, that's what women do. And if you don't believe me, man, all you got to do is watch some social media. Not all women are like this, but there's plenty of women out there who will just show them trying to humiliate dudes. You see it all the time. I grew up like that. I can't tell you how many times, you try to approach someone somewhere, some woman somewhere, and she want to get fly and, act the ass and, try to put you down and all that, and then go back and laugh to her friends and all that. Come on, man, that's human nature. And I would argue that women do that far more than men. Far more than men. The fact that women don't even talk to most men will affirm that. You think the guys you think a beautiful woman walks up to a guy who's valeting cars at some restaurant somewhere, and she slides him the number like, look, I would like to take you out sometime. You think that he's going to sit there and try to humiliate her like, you ain't good enough for me, girl? You think that's going to happen? Hell no, man. He going to, cool. Hey, this is what I do. I have a couple jobs. I do this. I got a business. I got a trucking business I'm starting to get off the ground, and I'm in school, but I can meet you for salad. I can afford a salad. And then she's like, look, it's fine. Just let me know when you're available and we'll get together and I'll take care of everything. Is that happening? It's happening in the movies. Could that happen? Sure. Right? Could it happen? Yes. Is that the norm? No, it's not. Could you imagine if the movie Pretty Woman was in reverse? Would that movie has been as successful? No. Right? The Disney fairy tale is the prince rescuing the princess. Right? That's the Disney fairy tale. So what dude is talking about, man? I don't know where he at. Dudes are not out here trying to humiliate women. That's just not what they're trying to do. So you can see what this video is about. This video is just she went and found a bunch of clips of dudes who, to me, are just performing for women. I mean, bro, if I was to do that on this platform, I think that we would gain probably 30,000 subscribers overnight. Right? Red pill is misogyny. Red pill is hatred of women. No, it's not. Red pill is dudes trying to figure out how to get women. Right? They're trying to understand the game. I'm just scrolling through this. This video is linked below. You guys can check it out. It's linked below. I'm done. I see what's going on. Again, that's a female content creator who put that together, and this is what they want to hear. And then she's saying, hey, you know, the red pill movement is going to go away. It's not going to go away. It might be called something else, but it's never going to go away. You know what I mean? And there are definitely panels out there. You know, you look at what Anton's doing, and you know that kind of stuff, bro. You know, they're car crashes, and people like to see car crashes. I'm with you. I see you on that, man. I've been on a bunch of those panels, and I've listened to folks. I mean, that's how I got into this business anyway. I was on Suzette Speaks, and we talked about red pill on Suzette Speaks. And this next video we're about to watch, I actually saw on Suzette's Instagram. You guys make sure you still supporting Sister Suzette, because she's doing big things out there, guys. But I saw this on Suzette's Instagram, and I wanted to pull this up, because this video, this guy is saying that red pill is a cult. Like, word? Let's check this out.
We just want to be better with dating. We just want better social skills, right? And then before you know it, you're talking about like women are dogs, and you need to train them. When I was 17, I fell down the red pill pipeline, and I managed to get myself out about 5 years later. The term red pill comes from the movie The Matrix. So it's basically saying that you have a truth or knowledge no one else seems to have. They would say that society is gynocentric, which means that society caters to women, that women only want the top 20% of guys. And this isn't true. I would say at 17, I was socially awkward, very introverted. I felt I was ugly in high school. So I went on YouTube and looked up tips regarding dating and women. It eventually led me down this deep dark hole. It was able to kind of take the weight of blame off of myself. Like, actually, women are the ones in control. You're actually the victim in this situation. It's a very appealing thing to be the victim. I didn't view it as like, I've got to put them down type of thing. Like, it was saying that, hey, we understand why you feel bad. If you just learn what we have to give you, you'll be the one winning here soon. Before you know it, you're commenting, you're reading more, but at the same time, you're distrustful of the women around you. You're distrustful of people around you because you think they don't know what you know. It just degrades your own mental health. You start, without even realizing it, isolating yourself. I actually felt really embarrassed if people caught me, which kind of is a telltale sign that's probably you shouldn't be watching it. I first started questioning my beliefs when I went through a breakup. Me and a friend of mine, we went to a cabin party. I started crying in front of one of the girls who I liked there. This girl responded rather with like shame and disgust that the red pill told me that they would react. She was actually like really kind about it. And that kind of made me think, what if I'm wrong? Oh, I feel very guilty. I feel very guilty and ashamed. The reason I say it's compared to a cult, they don't like outsiders. They don't like outside thought. A lot of the comments started also sounding the same too. There's a lot of, you guys make me feel like I'm at home, or complaining about women. Reappeal the 19th. That's the amendment that allows women to vote. There was a lot of rage. I have a mom. I have women friends. I don't want to take away their rights. And then over time, they got really disgusting. I don't feel comfortable saying some of the other stuff I saw. Just vile, misogynistic comments. When I first started to decide to actively stop watching red pill content, I would just click not interested, not interested. But they just kept appearing over and over. So yeah, it took me roughly about a year. I'm on ex-red pill forums to help other people out like I would have helped me out. Helping others too is kind of maybe a way of like rectifying it. Something I wish that someone would told me when I was in the red pill. Not everyone who tells you that you're you're right is your friend. I feel like content creators in the red pill, they don't believe sincerely what they say, and they're only saying it to get money and time out of you. Feminism is not bad. It's required in today's society. Also, men and women have different preferences, and sometimes you won't meet them. I think community is the solution for this. Isolation is what's leading people down these rabbit holes. And if I can avoid anyone from feeling the loneliness and rage and isolation I felt when I was that young, that's a win. You start out, you're just like, hey.
All right. So we saw that. we saw that. So when I saw that on Instagram again, shout out to Suzette. Let's get Suzette or Don DeMarco. Shout out to Suzette Speaks. I saw that on DeMarco. And I saw that right away, and I'm like, okay, so red pills are cold. So this guy right here, this is another dude. I would love to have a conversation with this kid. He's still a kid. So he says he was 17 years old when he fell down the red pill rabbit hole. 17 years old, man. 17. Where is your dad, bro? Where are your uncles? Where are your cousins? Why is it that it sounds like this dude didn't have any male leadership in his life? Why is that? Oh, red lipstick vibes in the building. What's good, sis? You're 17 years old. You got questions about dating. You're trying to figure it out. And you got to turn to YouTube. Yeah, bro. It's some crazy thoughts on the topic. So where were the grown men in his life? Right? Again, where was his dad? The things I learned about dating and all that, I learned from my father, from my uncles, cousins, and the guys, my homeboys, the dudes in my crew, my clique, whoever was around me at that time. We all learned together. You get stuck on something, you can holler at someone older than you. You can holler at, family or your dad or something like that. Oh, okay. And a lot of advice my dad gave me was like, that didn't quite answer my question, right? My dad would say some stuff, and my dad was doing his thing. He's from that generation of dudes who was out there killing the game. My dad doing his thing. So I'm like, all right, I get that. Right? That's the, how to holler and talk and, how to whisper the sweet nothings and all that. Okay. But I wanted to talk to some guys about my situation. Like, let me holler at somebody close to my age. I could holler at one of my cousins who were grown. And I was like, hey, this is how it works. So she, that's when you start getting that advice. Like, oh man, take her out somewhere, save your money up, man. Take her out somewhere nice, buy her a gift, do this, do that. And, you try that stuff as a kid, right? And then I talk to my friends. And, my friends are like, my friends are like, yo, let's just do this. We ain't got no money. We can't be taking her nowhere, man. Let's just go hang out. And a lot of my young guys are like, yo, bro, if she likes you, she's going to hang out with you. So I had all these different places to get this information. And then I'll have to go out there and actually figure it out on my own. You know what I mean? Did I go through some little puppy love experiences to get my heart broke? Sure did. Right? You out here talking to some girl, you think Lisa's into you, and they come to find out that, Lisa wants to talk to Sean, and then, Lisa was talking to you on Tuesday, and here it is Thursday, and she's walking around holding hands with Sean and kissing on him, leaning on him. You all heartbroken. You got to go through that. And then a month later, Lisa wants to double back and holler at you. Sean's, he a punk. I should have stayed with you. And at that point, I had a choice to make. Like, yeah, you should have stayed with me. But I realized, like, being a good guy was being this good guy with Lisa. It didn't work. But I started, man, stay away from me, start treating her, like a certain kind of way. Like, man, we couldn't ghost. We wouldn't own the cyber world. We was in the real world. I just like, man, I ain't trying to talk to you. And the more I tried to push her away, the harder she came. Now, that's before I knew anything about being intimate. I was a little kid. Then as you get older and like intimacy and all that comes into play, bro, it was women who was putting me on. It was women talking about, let's do this. I had no idea. Right? I remember the first time I was with a girl. She did everything. I didn't know what to do. Right? She made that happen. But I learned from it. Right? And didn't get my heart broken with her because I knew she was loose. People were telling me like, man, she messing with this and that, this dude, that dude. Came to find out like, bro, we were young. I'm not going to tell you how young I was. If you want to find out that, come to one of my events. But we were young. We were definitely kids. She was messing with grown-ups. She was messing with 20-year-olds. It was like crazy, bro. Crazy. Appreciate you stopping by, sis. I saw you the other day doing your thing. I actually did a show about the topic that you were doing. So, like, you know, dealing with special needs and stuff like that, children and all that, man. That was good. That was good. I hope that show went well. Definitely check that out. But yeah, man, I mean, this guy was 17 years old and he went to the computer. Right? This doesn't look like a kid who was on the wrestling team. Doesn't look like, you know what I mean? Like he was one of the cool kids, popular guy. He's just out there trying to figure it out. I would guess, and I would bet that this dude was one of the invisible guys, but he said he had a girlfriend. So I don't know. But yeah, 17-year-old on YouTube. What are we doing here? Right? Right. Why did he go to YouTube? That doesn't make any sense. I guess that's just how kids get down now. They go to the computer before they go to a human. But it sounds to me like this guy, did he not have a option to talk to someone in his life? Did he not have male leadership? This is what I would ask him. Hey, bro, did you have male leadership? No. Then why is it you don't have access to a grown man? Or what type of man did you have access to? Right? It is what it is. And he was talking about, yeah, I got into the red pill world and I became isolated. Why? Why? How is you? I would argue he was probably already isolated. Most kids are. They want to sit in front of a computer and they want a game. They don't go outside. So most kids are already isolated. Right? So the isolation part, what are you isolated about? Right? And the thing is, he's a kid. He's in high school at the time he drops down this red pill rabbit hole. You a kid. The red pill ideology or practiceology, I think that's what Rollo Tomasi calls it. The red pill stuff doesn't really kick in until after college. I mean, you can see that the young girls are into like the popular boys, but when you're in high school, like, bro, there are going to be women out there, young girls who want to talk to you. You might not be able to get the cheerleader in that crowd, but you'll be able to get the nerds. There's going to be some nerdy girls in there. There's going to be some gamer chicks in there. There's going to be girls in the anime. There's going to be all that. High school's a little bit different. College, you know, you get more freedom. And in college, you really start to see the breakdown. You really start to see the Chads and the Tyrones grabs on girls. You really begin to see like, man, these women really do gravitate towards the top tier dudes, the high value guys, like the top 20 dudes are getting all these women. But at the same time, you can still be a cool kid in college if your social skills are up. Right? Again, but it's after college, and when you get into the real world, that's when the red pill stuff really takes hold. That's when you really see it. Like, oh. So I would say the guy was already isolated. And then that part about him crying in front of some girl at a party. Bro, what? I've never cried at a party before. Like, what happened? Did you just get some bad news? Why was this dude crying at the party, and where was his homies? Like, if I'm out somewhere and with my crew, we kicking it, and I mean, what's going to happen is going to make me cry. So this dude starts crying in front of the girl, and he's like, oh, she didn't put me down. Not to your face, player. And maybe she just felt sad for you. Maybe she felt bad for you, and maybe she wanted to help you. Like, how did that story end? Did you and her get together and get married and live happily ever after? Or did she give you a spot in her friend zone? Like, how did that go down? And it's not that you can't cry. You just want to be careful as to who you cry in front of. Like, there's this push to have men be more and more and more emotional. This is not what women are looking for. I'm just here to tell you, that's like a red pill thing. Dude's like, I cry in front of my woman all the time. All right. Don't bring her around me then. You got to be careful with that, bro. And it better be a good reason for you to tear up like that, man. Like, you just got some bad news. Someone just died. You know what I mean? Something just happened. Like, dude, I'm not saying keep it in. Go to your crew. Go to your homies and let it all out. Go to a therapist and let it all out. But you don't want your woman to see that. A lot of people don't like that. You say you can't cry? I'm telling you, bro. When you sit down and talk to a woman, you break that down. It's There's certain things that women never forget. One of the things they'll never forget is when their dad cried in front of them. One of the things they'll never forget is when their husband or their significant other, their long-term boyfriend, their man cried in front of them. Right? That's just one of the things they do not forget. Right? Why is that? How has it had that much of an impact? I mean, with me, it's different. I can't remember the first time a woman cried in front of me. You remember the first time so-and-so cried in front of you? Like, no, she's crying all the time. I imagine she probably started crying within a day after I met her about something. Right? So that's why was he crying in front of that girl? Right? And this whole thing about red pill rage, that is definitely a thing. That is definitely a thing. Dudes get this information and they just get so upset and they, you know what I mean? They crash out sometimes. They rage out. It is what it is. Red pill rage is a thing, right? And there are dudes out here like the money, the aspect, like the business part of red pill. Yeah, big money, big money. The Fresh and Fit podcast was making, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month at their peak when they were monetized. They lost their monetization for over 3 years. They lost probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 million. So yeah, there's a lot of money in the red pill message, a lot of money. There's more money in the red pill message than it is telling women what they want to hear, because women aren't going to invest in themselves the way men will. Men are going to invest in themselves. Now, there are some people out there who are having success with getting women to invest in themselves and try to figure out this new game. Stay Slick with Kit. He's one of them. Stay Slick with Kit. He has a big audience, female audience, and he's talking about these red pill truths and these red pill talking points to women and trying to help these women get the relationship that they're trying to get and just keeping it 100 with them. Stay Slick with Kit. We talk about his content over here all the time. Right? He's having big events and women are showing up. He's built a community and women are coming in there and they're learning. The ones that want to learn, they're learning. Hey, women get blown away when you break it down to them. Right? Like I said, it's just so many weirdo types, bro, out here. So there's one more video I want us to check out. Gen Z men will be destroyed by the red pill. This is a couple years old. Let's pull this up. I've never watched this, but I want to check this out real quick. It's about 13 minutes or so. And the younger guys, like the Gen Z guys, I guess, what's the other one? Gen Y or whatever, like these Generation Alpha, I think is the youngest one. All these new generations are coming out. They're being raised in this. We didn't have this growing up. This red pill thing. We didn't have this technology. We couldn't jump on our computer, jump on our phone. We had to meet people and talk to people and learn that way. We had to learn through experience. Man, I can't tell you how many times when I was young, bro, just I had to learn to keep my emotions in check. I had to learn the hard way. Like, bro, this is why I'm always telling you guys, keep your emotions in check. Do not allow your emotions out until you have fully vetted the woman you're dealing with. And that should 2-year minimum, bro, on that vetting process. 2-year minimum. Be very careful who you release your emotions on, because men love differently than women. Dude, we latch on. We latch on. Even the players, even the dudes out here who are banging mad women, they latch on to their woman. Like that's their woman. Don't matter what else they're doing, but that's their woman. That's the one woman that can hurt him because he lets emotions out. The rest of them, he don't care. Right? So you must control your emotions. I learned this the hard way. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wish there was some guys who were talking about this red pill stuff when I was coming up. I could have saved me a lot of trouble. Could have saved me a lot of money. I allow my emotions out on the wrong individual. And like I said, the right woman will 1000x your life. The wrong woman will try to destroy you. She will do everything she can, use every means available to her to destroy you if you come across that woman. Now, granted, she's an extreme. That's not all women. That's not even most women. Those women are extremes. But you see them on social media, right? You see them. You see what's going on with Brittany Renner. You see them. You see what's going on with a lot of these women on social media, on internet and whatnot. You see what they're doing. You see how they talk. And yet these guys still come at them. These big time money makers. Shannon Sharp got caught up. Now, I don't think it has anything to do with emotions with Shannon Sharp. He was just stupid. That was just dumb. And it cost him $30 million. I think that's what the number was, 20 million, something like that. That young girl walked away with some bread. All right, but be careful who you let your emotions out on. All right, so let's pull up this video. Let's see what Gen Z is talking about with this red pill stuff. You know, Gen Z is going to be destroyed by red pill. Word? Let's check this out. And here we go.
My girl cheated on me with one of my friends.
I cannot find a loyal woman.
I still love my ex. Not really looking for anything in life right now other than just like goals, gains.
Guys are expected to be, 6 feet tall, 6 figures, and they're kind of shunned upon without it. And ultimately, life is more than that.
The biggest issue plaguing Gen Z is the belief that society owes us something by the virtue of existing. That's simply because we are conscious beings. We are owed affirmation, attention, respect, and love without any effort on our behalf to earn these things. One can see this delusion acted out through the cults of victimhood that we, Gen Z, so eagerly adopt. Fat acceptance, the obsession with trauma, the obsession with identity, aspects of feminism and the men's rights movements. Anything to exclaim the deluded generational ubiquity, my life is hard and I'm not getting the recognition I deserve. Inversely, there are also ideologies to rectify this generational sin of pride. For every young person asking why society has let them down, there are also those who seek to change their lives through action and knowledge. These young people attempt to take off the rose-tinted glasses and shed the misguided expectations that have left them disappointed with life. They do this by adopting the harshest worldview possible, by seeing every aspect of personal relationships, romantic relationships, and society at large as an inequitable power struggle where only the coldest and strongest survive. This collection of hyper-rational worldviews has come to be colloquially known as the red pill. Many of us see this as the only path out of our malaise, allowing us to be invincible from heartbreak and disappointment. But is this school of thought really the saving grace it claims to be? Or does it leave its adherents with the same delusion it claims to cure?
Yo, dude's microphone is a flip-flop, is a slide. Yo, shout out to Gen Z. But yeah, I see where they're going with this, man. Quantifying a red pill. I see where they're going with this. This is, like you said, bro, life is hard. And who do I blame? I blame those parents out there that were bulldozing all the problems out of the way of their kids. I blame those parents out there that was all on this, everybody gets a trophy, there are no losers. Because once you get into the real world, you find out quick, fast, and in a hurry that yes, there are losers out here. There are losers at every level out here. Right. And again, that's a red pill take. Y'all better get in it. Y'all better get on it. Y'all better make it happen. And then people get out there and they're like, man, this is too hard. I don't like it. Mom, come fix this for me.
So, are you single?
That's a loaded question.
I am single because I'm looking for the one.
There's not a lot of time in the day. Got a lot of things to get done. Life's just changing all the time. It's hard to stay in one place.
Taking the red pill implies shedding your old beliefs and adopting new ones that challenge everything you previously knew. This is a reference to The Matrix, where Morpheus gives the protagonist the following choices.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Your new uncomfortable truths aim to set you free. This is what makes the red pill so pervasive, is it can be applied to anything, from diet to politics to economics to relationships. And although it's taken on a far greater meaning, the red pill has its origins in men's dating advice in online spaces. In this context, you're shedding your previous beliefs on women and intergender relationships for something that feels and appears more real compared to the hokey Hollywood narratives we're all programmed to believe. Someone who has been red-pilled in this sense will undergo the following ideological transitions. This is the application of the red pill I'm going to be focusing on because it's the most. I recently made a takedown video on Pearl Davis, and that video got a lot of love and a lot of hate. Much of the hate came from the fact that I only really talked about Pearl and didn't engage with many red pill talking points. And then then it goes to green screen. There's a green screen next. I make that face and it like zooms in, and like like pop up like fast jazz. Okay, so there's two types of red pill talking points. The first is just stats. You read stats, you say the stats. It's just stats. Don't ask questions. The second type of red pill talking point is pseudoscience. Evolutionary pseudoscience that comes to you in visions. Now, to address the first, the statistics. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm not gonna censor myself. Men have it rough. We're going through it, okay? Men are far more likely to be homeless, commit suicide, and die of a drug overdose. Women are increasingly more likely to be admitted to university than men, and more likely to graduate as men are dropping out of university at record numbers. Women are on track to outnumber men in university 2-to-1. Even though this ratio was equal 40 years ago. Men are more likely to be sentenced to jail than women are for the same crime, and are sentenced to serve 63% longer amounts of time than women are. Also,
I'll give it a pause right there. Those are the stats. There are a lot more where those stats came from. A lot more. You know, you look at this, like this video, I think this video is 2 years old. You know, you look at Pearl Davis, you know what I mean? What Pearl was talking about. Pearl just came in and just, you know, appropriated a whole bunch of red pill talking points and made it into a big business. And she started over in London and she did her thing. You know, like she went on the Fresh and Fit podcast, saw what they were doing. She's like, I can do this. And that's what she did. And now Pearl is saying she's no longer red pill. Pearl's just making money, man. Shout out to her. I ain't mad at her. Pearl will do and say pretty much anything to keep the views, bro. And she's captured a big chunk of those guys. And here's the thing about the red pill community, bro. If you get, like right now, some of the most successful channels on YouTube that just started, they're only months old. There are hot women, attractive women with all red pill talking points, just doing quick videos with those talking points and getting mad views, bro. I'm talking 50,000, 150,000, 300,000 views. They're killing it. Killing it. You just, I mean, bro, it's to the point it was like, man, I could just get a woman, just hire me an actress, write up the script and start another channel, probably be killing the game. You know what? I might even do it. I might do that.
Are more likely to be victims of a violent crime. This whole thing about walking home at night, how scary that is. Just statistically, men have to deal with that more than women. I could make an entire video just listing stats like this. There's so many of them, man. But there's one major issue with these statistics. You only ever hear about them as a counter argument to feminists. No one talks about men's issues as independent. They're only ever used as counter arguments. The red pill teaches you that women are our oppressors, and that the world is becoming completely gynocentric. That's an ideologically lazy narrative, and it weaponizes your anger and your depression for clicks. And in contrast to that, the truth.
Well, hold on now. I've never gotten that take. When they talk about, you know, society now is a gynocentric social order, I see where they're coming from. You know, society is definitely going to protect women, you know, and does in fact protect women legally more than men. I mean, it is what it is. All those stats, you know, aside, like just look at family law. You got two people who were married, had a kid, or they weren't even married, they just had a kid. Who's going to get custody of that child and who's going to get money from having that child? And the money that they get is based on how much time the other parent spends with the child, which the incentive is I'm going to take more time away from that parent so I can get more money. Now, we all know that women tend to benefit from this. Now, of course, it's changing. The laws are starting to catch up. It's changing, but there's so many rules and so many laws. If a guy runs out screaming, help, help. Right now, there was a dude outside my door screaming, help, man. He's on his own. I ain't picking out the door. I ain't going out there. My daughter's in here. Hey, I got my weapon right here. If dude could come kicking down my door, he's got a real problem. But if a woman is out there screaming help, yeah, I'm at least 1,000 times more likely to open that door and go see if I can render some aid to this woman that I don't know. Right? And the same thing applies. Like I won't open the door for the guy I got my daughter to think about, but if some woman out there screaming, I'm gonna open my door and place my daughter at jeopardy to go out here and try to help some woman that no one knows, that I don't know, some stranger. Right? Society has programmed us to be that way. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that's how it is. So when they talk about this gynocentric social order, that's what they're talking about when they're saying that, you know, women are taking these jobs, like, you know, you want to go out here and, you know, everyone was talking about DEI and all that, which I don't have a problem with DEI, But those people are like, oh, women are only getting these jobs. We got to put women. We need more women to be CEOs. We need more women to be directors. We need more women to be this and that. And by directors, I mean like regional directors or directors of this or that, director of sales, whatever. We need to push these women to the tippy top of the corporate world. Okay, cool. Can we get more female trash collectors? Can we get more female plumbers? Can we get more female, more ladies learning how to scuba dive in human waste to go clean the pipes out or something like that? Can we get more women to go in helicopters and fix power lines? Like, can we get more women to do these jobs to keep society running? We would love to have more women do that, but women don't want to do that. Right? And we're not forcing them into it. Women don't want to do that, but guys are. So, when I look at it, I'm like, I see society as like really looking out for women and using kid gloves and all that. I agree with it. I agree with that. Our, the Western society, I guess, different in different parts of the world. Right? Everybody don't do it the way we do it over here in the good old US of A. Right? But women are definitely the protected class in the US, pretty much in the West. Women are the protected class for all those things that he mentioned, right? And more. But anyway, let's keep going.
Truth is complicated and unmarketable. There's a myriad of political, economic, and societal reasons all intersecting that are causing the malaise of young men. The more we frame men's issues as the fault of women, the farther we get from an actual solution. But the red pill doesn't want solutions. The red pill just wants to be right. This mentality leads us to the second type of red pill talking points.
To say that the red pill doesn't want solutions, okay, I'll give him that. My thing is preparing young men for the game and young women, if they want to listen to, preparing them for the game as it is today. The same way I'm preparing my daughter for the world as it is today. I'm not preparing my daughter for the way the world should be. I'm preparing her to deal with the way the world is right now today. That's what I'm doing. So when I look at the red pills, like, hey man, I'm just teaching these dudes, hey, this is the game you playing. These dudes are coming to me like, man, I'm playing the game, bro. I can't seem to, I can't seem to score. It's kind of like earlier I used the baseball analogy. So you got guys coming to me and they're like, hey man, we're using the baseball analogy here. And he's like, yeah, I can't seem to get a first down. I can't seem to score a touchdown. I can't get a field goal with these girls. I'm like, well, you can't because you're playing the wrong game, bro. You're applying the wrong rules to the sport. This is baseball, bro. It's 3 strikes and you're out, man. We trying to get base hits, bro. That's what we're trying to do, trying to get on base. It's a different game. You need to be prepared for this game. This is the game you're playing right here, not that game. Right? That's how I look at it. Right? You got to prepare these dudes and let them see what game is being played. This is the game. This is how the game goes. This is how the game is played. Master this. You're never going to be good at chess if all you do is play checkers. If you're applying checkers rules to chess, you're going to lose every time, bro. Can't even play the game. Let alone be successful. Can't even play the game. So that's what I'm looking at. It's not a matter of being right or wrong. It's like, hey, man, this is just how this shit is. It sucks that women want dudes who are 6 feet. Yeah, it does suck, man, but whatever. You ain't 6 feet, right? Don't get that height surgery. You'll destroy your life. But what you can do is hit the gym, work out, right? Make as much money as you can, learn how to be social, and learn how to attack the game from a different direction. You'll never be 6 feet, but you can still be successful with women. You don't have to pay for it, but you can still be successful with women, right? Ask a Brother podcast. That dude ain't 6 feet. That dude ain't got a ton of money, right? But he was in college killing the game. There are plenty of dudes out there who are short and don't have all those things that people say you need in order to get women. Nah, you don't need none of that. Those things help, but you don't need them, right? You don't need them. So for me, it's not a matter of being right or wrong, or the red pill is right. Like, nah, bro, this is the game. You don't like what Myron is saying, like that dude that was talking to Myron saying all this stuff. He didn't like, man, I followed your advice and I went out there and I got all these women. I was banging these women. And you know what? I realized I'm real empty. So I went back to church and I got in touch with my religious side of myself. And then I found myself a good wife. Well, how'd you know she was a good woman? Well, because I was out here banging all these other chicks and I was able to, she didn't have those traits. She seemed like a good woman. I was able to vet her properly, which you heard in the red pill. You heard that with Myron, right? And others. So you're telling me that this shit worked. You learned the rules of the game and you were successful. You hit a home run. You hit a grand slam. Walk-off grand slam. Congratulations, you married. That's the goal. Now you both are equally valuable, right? You're not the prize. She's not the prize. Once you find each other together, you form like Voltron into the prize. Congratulations, you won the game, bro. You won, right? And now you know messing with all these women ain't it. So when all these young girls approach you and slide into your DMs and try to holler at you, you know to just defend them off and push them over there, right? Because you're not going to mess up what you have with your woman. And even with that dude, like, hey, man, does your wife want to take girls trips? Does your wife want to go out with her home with, like happy hour with her friends after work? Or does your wife cook for you? And I bet you're like, nah, he or she doesn't want to go out anywhere. No, she doesn't want to do, girls trips. No, she doesn't want to do happy hour. And yes, she loves coming home cooking. We take turn cooking for each other. We're building this thing together. Outstanding. You won. You won. That's how I look at the red pill. It's not a matter about being right or wrong. That's just my take on it.
This is where you're going to find all your classic pseudoscientific evolutionary psychology. Don't trust women with tattoos. Don't trust women with body hair, piercings, or women who went to university. This is a perfect example of conspiratorial thinking. Humans think in binaries. Humans think in dichotomies. We don't really fill in the space between yes and no. And that's why.
Bro, just so you guys know, you want to talk about deja vu? I'm feeling some deja vu right now. If this video cuts off, that's what I saw in my little dream or whatever. I just got a feeling. I was talking to Scam about something. We were going back and forth and then the video cut off. But yeah, that stuff about tattoos, beware. That stuff about college, beware. Just saying, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that that's who that person is. It just, these things, like, I just keep in mind. And as you vet, you'll figure it out as you vet. Let's continue.
Conspiratorial thinking is so easy for us, and also a process called if-then thinking. Here's a great example. If the government implements gun control laws, then the government must be planning some sort of population control. We don't think about the in-between of those two processes. It just seems like a natural next step. It's really easy to come to that conclusion. Another example. If most women gain custody of children, then women must be out to rob men of their resources. See what I'm saying? Same thing. It's an easy jump. There's no golden rules with people. They're as complicated and as nuanced as you feel yourself to be. Believing that
if the divorce rate is so high, women are getting awarded custody and getting child support, then you should take that in consideration when you're thinking about getting married. You should look at that and you should be getting a prenup or whatever. And if she doesn't want to sign a prenup, then you know what you're dealing with. The if then thing, I get it. My thing is just understand the rules of the game. This is what's going on right now, guys. It's happening. Right? If you don't want a prenup, marry a woman that has way more than you. Marry a woman who's wealthier than you. Marry a woman who earns more than you per year. Right? And see if she marries you. And if she does marry you, bro, again, you straight. You straight. You straight. You know what I mean? If it goes sideways, I'm not saying take anything from her, but if it goes sideways, you ain't going to lose anything. And you are in a position where the family court system is going to reward you, because you have less. They're going to take from her and give to you if that's what you want. I suggest that you don't take it, but you're in command at that point. You can do what you want to do. Scam likely. Yeah, don't date a woman with two eyeballs. By 2009, they will finally say don't date women with they might, bro. By 2029, by 2035, bro, the sex bots might be out there. By 2035, bro, you're going to have AI coupled with a cyborg or some sort of human-like robot. Then that's it. Ladies, I'm here to tell you, if that happens, it's over. If that happens, then it's over. If you can get yourself a non-organic woman, guys will pay whatever to get that, bro. They don't need to buy Bugattis anymore. They don't need Lamborghinis or Ferraris. They get up their money. They can buy exactly what they want. And that avatar, that cyborg, you know what I mean? That android will look exactly how they want her to look, and powered by AI. Oh my goodness. It'll be over.
You can predict somebody's behavior based on observations and statistics is as delusional as believing that women will like you if you're just a nice guy. Unless, of course, you just never talk to women. In that case, they're as evil as you want them to be.
People want what they can't have. We're straying away from the path of what's important, and ultimately that is two people connecting. With hookup culture, we have so much access to so many people. One issue happens, now, no, I'm just gonna move on from you.
Do you feel like you made mistakes in your previous relationship that you wouldn't make now, like you grew because of it?
Yes, yeah, I did grow out of it too. If I do marry again, remember,
He said again.
marriage is a holy thing, bro. So if you get married, you have to take the relationship very seriously.
We are stuck in the never-ending march of time, and things just keep happening at the same pace they've always happened. Just when you think you've found an answer, just when you think you've reached conclusions in your life, the next moment comes along and f***s it all up. The red pill is an alluring philosophy because it ignores this fundamental condition of existence. It gives you a moment to point to in your life where you finally woke up. Before you were red-pilled, you were naive, you were weak, you were a pathetic beta, and then afterwards, everything changes. You're a changed man. You see the world differently. You're seen in 4D. Humans love this sort of control because we don't have any.
You know, after you take the red pill, there's so many, I see this so often, bro. This is one of the funniest things I tell these guys. They take the red pill, they learn some different strategies, they get into the gym, they get their bodies together, they go out, like I was talking about earlier, they'll go out, change their wardrobe a little bit, they become more social, they know how to hold a conversation, right? Like I said, now they're making more money, they've taken some promotions, and you know, then boom, women start coming. Like they've worked themselves to a point, like they've done the work and they've gotten to a point where women see them. Like Rich Cooper says, get to the finish line, bro. Women don't build anymore today. His thing is, they say women don't build. They wait at the finish line and they smash the winners, right? Okay, cool. You got to the finish line. So these dudes get to the finish line and then they'll see a woman who's pretty and then they all the red pill stuff is out the window. They're not vetting. She's just beautiful. They went out a couple times, right? And he doesn't realize that she just likes the things that he's done with his life. Like, he's not telling her, like, yeah, I drive a high-end Mercedes or BMW. She discovers it. And it's like, oh my God. She comes to his house and his house is in order, nice and clean and neat. And he has like all the stuff you're supposed to have. Oh my God. Like, he's doing everything, but he lets his emotions out right away. It's like, she's a good girl. I love her and this and that. And he wants to be with her. And then they'll come back to the red pill spaces and be like, yo, Rich Cooper, yo, D.L. Saint, yo, Michael Sertan, I got this woman. She's a good girl. She's the one. But she wants to go to Colombia with her girls and I can't go. Or she wants to go to Dubai, or she wants to go to Nagano, Japan, and it's a girls trip and I can't go. You know what I mean? She hangs out with her girls, you know, once a week they go out, girls night or whatever. And I can't go, but she's a good girl. And I'm just trying to, you know, get her to want to be with me. And it's like, bro, you said you were a red pill. If she wants to do all that, man, she ain't into you. Move on. No, but she's a good girl. They forget. And then they crash out. They crash out. And at the end of the day, I'm like, it's your fault, man, because you chose to ignore the one fundamental fact about the whole red pill, right? And that's, you are ultimately responsible for your choices, homie. It's on you, bro. If you want to blame her, go ahead and try. But it's on you, man. Especially if you call yourself red pill, you should know better. She wants to spend more time. If she wants to spend time with her friends, she chooses to spend time with her friends over you, then she ain't really into you like that, homie. Take it in consideration. Keep having fun. Smash. Do whatever. Go smash one of smash one of her homegirls. It can happen. Because, you know, she ain't into you, bro. But nah, they forget all that. They run out here, they get cracked, they get their face cracked, then they come back, and that's when they red pill rage. The red pill is what it is, man. It's just information, bro. It's presenting to you the game as it truly is. And if you fail to take advantage of that, then shame on you.
We used to rectify this lack of control by giving ourselves over to a god and letting him take over. In absence of religion, in absence of a god, we now worship ourselves. Christopher Hitchens once said,
"We are unlikely to cease making gods or inventing ceremonies to please them for as long as we are afraid of death or of the dark, and for as long as we persist in self-centeredness, ha 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 ha."
Hitchens is speaking on if humans can ever be non-religious. And what he means is that even if Christianity where any other major religion fully dissolves, humans will always create new religion-like structures to follow, adopting a religion-esque framework like the red pill, and then falling into the aforementioned conspiratorial then-if thinking. One can begin to see reality through an entirely diluted lens, even as diluted as those putrid blue pill betas. You binge watch red pill content, where the female guests constantly prove the core tenets to be true. Your friends tell you about their most recent breakup, centered on their now ex-girlfriends cheating, and you can't help but think that this is women expressing their true, genuine nature of use and abuse. Everything you see suddenly becomes proof of your belief system. You can basically build your own narrative in your head and gaslight yourself into believing it. We're at a crossroads here, because there's obviously truth to the red pill. There's truth to the red pill by the virtue of how many men are seeking it out. If there was nothing wrong, if there was nothing to rectify, then men wouldn't be seeking out this advice in the first place.
Facts.
It's not like this ideology has captured millions on the grounds of nothing. So what do we do here?
Facts. We're not done. I just stopped it on that. Just pause it right there. Men are seeking answers to questions. They are looking for reasons to why things are going the way they're going. There's definitely there's a need for the red pill. The red pill community, the network, the manosphere, or as Rich Cooper calls it, the mano swamp, the men's rights activists movement. There's a need for all that, bro. Because a lot of dudes are getting absolutely crushed, demolished, getting their heads beat in. Right? So there's a reason dudes are drawn to this. There's a reason that Andrew Tate got so popular so fast. Right? There's a reason that Fresh and Fit blew up like they blew up. There's a reason. You look at whatever podcast, there's a reason that guys are consuming this stuff. Right? And there's some truth in it. There's a lot of truth within the red pill messaging, the manosphere. There's a lot of guys out here that are gonna give you their versions of their truth. Like I'm over here giving you my version. You know, Myron and Fresh give you their versions. It goes on and on. Rollo Tomasi, Rich Cooper, Dr. Ryan Cherubin. You have all these different people out here. Ask a Brother podcast. Anyone is in this thing we call red pill are gonna give you their take, and you as an individual have to decide what's best for you. The biggest problem we have in America is so many people can't think. You got these young guys, man, they just need somebody to tell them what to do. It's like, nah, bro, you got to think your way through this. What are you looking for? Like, what do you need? Where are you lacking? And we just letting you know, this is it. It's not the woman's fault that you don't know how to socialize. It's not the woman's fault that she don't see you and she doesn't find you attractive. You have to figure out what it is that she's attracted to and be that. And once you get there, it's going to take a lot of work. What do women want? Women want men, most of all, the number one thing that women want, they want confident men. There are not a lot of confident dudes in the red pill when they first get there. They're not confident. They gain their confidence along the way. Right? But that's the number one thing. If you're confident and you're good at something, I talk about this all the time, just be good at something. Be good at something. You good at something, bro. You DJ or you play the saxophone or you sing, you play the piano, you play the guitar. I mean, you're good at creating events. You're good at fixing computers. Just be good at something, bro. And women are going to come no matter how nerdy you are. Scammer Payback. Scammer Payback has become one of my favorite YouTubers out there, bro. And what does he do? Him and his team, they go out there and they hunt scammers. They hunt those people who are online scamming, mostly old people and people who ain't that smart, these non-thinkers out of money. Scammer Payback is out there hunting down these people, mostly in India, right? Some more in Africa, some more, in the Far East. They track these people down and they make it to where they can't scam people. They destroy their computers. They put viruses on the scammer's computer so the scammer can't go out here and steal $50,000 from grandma. These scammers have people going out here taking money out of their bank account and putting it into a Bitcoin ATM or putting it into a box and mailing it somewhere, right? $20,000, $15,000, $50,000. And Scammer Payback, they go out there and they stop these dudes in real time. We're going to definitely be doing a video on Scammer Payback here pretty soon. So that guy's really good at what he does. And I guarantee you, he has a legion of women trying to get at him. If he didn't have women before, he got women now. And all the dudes that work with him, all those weird hacker dudes that are working with scammer payback or getting women hitting them up. I guarantee you. Why? Because they're really good at what they do. This is the one thing I tell guys, man, like the biggest, like the biggest flex for you as a guy is to be good at something because you're going to get confident. Myron talks about this all the time. Confidence, bro. You must have confidence. You need to be confident at what you do. Women going to come and holler at you, bro. Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen that too. I like the scammer thing more, like the stuff that you're talking about with the PDF files that they go after. Trilogy Media, I think, is one of them. They do both. They go after the scammers and they also go after what you're talking about here, these PDF file guys. You know, like that's another thing too. Like, where are the parents? These kids are getting out here and talking to these grown men and meeting up with these dudes. Like, where are the parents? Anyway, let's keep going.
Here's an experiment. Ask a woman, would you rather a guy send you this text?
Haha, yeah, I'm down for whatever. I'm free whenever you are, and I literally don't care where we go, so just let me know what we're doing when you can.
Or this text. Saturday the 15th at 8:30. I'll meet you at the restaurant. I'll be waiting on the patio. This is a question I've asked a lot of the women in my life. Now, why would I ask such an autistic question to the people I date? Because I'm But what do you think the answer is? Literally always the second option. And I ask this question because it's not hypothetical. I've seen men send that first text thinking they're being sweet and accommodating. Men that are scared to be direct and upfront with what they want because they believe it's disrespectful and patronizing to do so. This is where the red pill does prove to be useful. Even necessary in some sense. If you've gone your entire adult life thinking that intergender relationships are perfectly balanced and fair, you're in for a rude awakening. And someone who believes that is bound to be destroyed by someone who believes the opposite. Women like confident men. Men who have their shit together. Men who have a future. Men with the competence to take care of themselves and go to the gym. Men who don't bend over backwards for everyone who asks them to. None of this is controversial or esoteric. Even though, I don't know, for some reason the red pill loves to gatekeep basic human psychology. They use all these like little acronyms and nicknames to describe like just very fundamental concepts that everyone already knows. Now the issue with these red pill teachings is why the red pill teaches it to you. The red pill has you believe that women like these traits because women are manipulative succubi who want you wrapped around their finger. The actual reason? Because these are the traits of a good fucking human being. These are the traits of a good friend, a good boss, a good father, a good partner. Everybody wants people like this in their lives. They know what's going on. They can explain the chaos around them. What does the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer and the 90s hit anime Neon Genesis Evangelion have in common? They both speak of the hedgehog's dilemma. Any relationships that like ended really badly or?
Oh yeah, there were many. My girl cheated on me with one of my friends. Who broke me for 3 years.
Yeah.
I never dated for 3 years.
Yeah.
You trust me, 3 years I took a break.
And she started making moves again, wanting to do something. She then had some commitment issues, I guess. Her priorities in life were mixed up. I realized that wasn't good, and just where I was in life, it wasn't the right move for me.
You know, the dating scene of just hookup culture gets very
Why is dude walking around with no shirt on and slacks, bro? What's going on with that?
old very fast, and again, it's masking something. It's not authentic, and you know, it's not something that is going to bring you further in life and make you happier.
On a cool night, as hedgehogs huddle together to keep each other warm, they can't help but prick each other with their spines. And the closer they get, the more they hurt each other. This is used as a parable for human intimacy. The more you seek to cure your loneliness, the more vulnerable you are with them, the more likely you are to get hurt by your vulnerability. A good life is everything in moderation. And you've been told this your whole life, but it doesn't make for a great TikTok clip, so it doesn't really stick. No matter what ideology you adopt, you'll never fully protect yourself from grief and heartbreak. And ultimately, that's all the red pill aims to do for you. Life is a delicate balance between crippling loneliness and painful vulnerability. The red pill makes you depressed and the blue pill makes you an idiot. Life is more complicated than anyone can possibly sum up, and only you know the solutions to your own problems. Abandon ideology. Why? Because the truth will set you free. Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. We got two.
That was fire, bro. Don DeMarco to that dude. That was a fire video.
Don DeMarco.
I'm definitely gonna check out more of his content again. I think that video was 2 years old. Let me have a look here. Yeah, he posted that 2 years ago. Art Chad is the name of his YouTube channel. 262,000 views on that particular video. 121,000 subscribers. Dude, he hit it. He hit the nail on the head. Right? Point blank. Period. So remember that video when old girl was saying, "Oh, the red pill is going, it's dying, and this and that." No, it's not. Right? It's creating more dudes who are aware of the game. Like this guy says, it's like there's just people out here figuring it out. They're going to get all this information, the good, the bad, and the horrific. They're going to eat it. You know, they're going to keep the bones. Correction, they're going to eat the meat and spit out the bones. They're going to take the information that they need, and they're going to improve themselves. And hopefully they're going to keep trying. There are always going to be those dudes in the chat, those guys, the real incels who all they want to do is say nasty thing to women, you know, and go to their OF site and spend money with them. They want to, you know, buy adult content and do that. And those guys are going to continue to do that until the sex bots come out powered by AI, right? And then they'll work hard, save up their money, work really, really hard, buy themselves a sex bot, and they ain't got to worry about someone making them a sandwich anymore because they're going to have their own AI-driven baddie at home with them. That's the future, and I don't know how we're going to make babies after that. I guess they're just going to go around and take DNA from people. Maybe they'll just take the DNA from the sex bot. They'll have the sex bot come in so they can take the DNA to do sperm and, you know, find, you know, go get some eggs and start having baby farms or something like that. But I think that we're headed to some sort of future that's similar to that because I don't think the guys are going to, the bottom 80% is not going to care about women anymore if they can get a synthetic woman that's powered by AI. Next time we're on, we're going to be talking about AI. I found this video when this dude was having a conversation with AI. Dude, I don't get scared by much, but this thing was like, yo, this shit's scary, right? Real talk. Like this is what AI is doing today in 2025. Oh Lord. We're going to talk about that soon. Hopefully tomorrow, if not Wednesday, we're going to talk about it. We're going to listen to this, you know, because they have, you can listen to the conversation as they're going back and forth. It's crazy, but that's our future. And the red pill ain't going nowhere. Now, once that happens, once we have the sex bots powered by AI and guys can go out and buy the woman of their dreams, there's no need for a red pill at that point because guys go out there and buy it. And you'll have dudes, the top tier guys at the very, very tip top, right? The top 20% or wherever it is. They'll deal with organic women if they want to. Maybe that'll be the ultimate flex. Like, yeah, I got an organic woman right here. I can have babies, my own babies on my own time or whatever. But if that, you know, if that woman gets out of pocket, or it might be common practice, well, I have her, but she might buy me the most advanced sex doll just powered by AI. You know what I mean? It's like, here's a sex doll. There's the sex doll pleasure you as much as you want. And then you have the real woman just in the background, like, yeah, he can bang his sex doll all he wants. And then maybe whenever she gets ready, she wants to do something, you know, he'll bang her too. But the future does not look bright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm done. I'm done talking. I've been wanting to have this conversation for a minute. We're going to, like I said, we're going to stay on the red pill stuff. Now that the red pill is mainstream and this is all people want to talk about, watch. As soon as the government shutdown is over and once the new economy sets in, which is going to be bad, like we're headed for a nasty downturn, guys. But once people kind of settle in and get used to it, watch, I guarantee you, once the news cycle begins to slow up, they're going to be talking more and more about this red pill stuff. Male loneliness have now given way to female loneliness. So people aren't connecting. Why? Because they're on their computers. And it's a generation of kids. This is all they know. So this is why. So, yeah, bro, you know what's going to be funny, man? When these sex dolls come out, they're not even going to be like crazy BBL looking sex dolls. They're going to be, you know, they're going to have a different look. Women around here getting these BBLs, man. I really tell women all the time, like, please don't do it. Don't risk your life over plastic surgery. But we'll talk about that later. So anyway, man, I really appreciate y'all rocking out with me, man. Thank you so much for rocking out. The reason I don't ask for donations and stuff like that, because I know it's hard out there, guys. Once we pass this, you know, this upcoming recession, like once Once we get past the recession, I'll start asking for money again. And I got to go. I think I'm going to go out here and find myself an actress that can read the red pill talking points. And I'm going to start another YouTube channel. And I'll make money that way because boy, oh boy, they're getting the views and maybe I'll be able to sell some stuff over there. But I'm always going to have I Really Want to Know podcast. And I'm always going to be here with y'all because y'all my day ones. Y'all been rocking with me and I'm going to keep doing it. Also real quick before I go, you guys know I'm working on a podcast, producing and co-hosting a podcast. It's called Spoken and Smoke. It's with Will Golston. Will Golston is a 12-year NFL Super Bowl champion who recently retired, kind of semi-retired. So we're about to start releasing clips. So once we get that going, I'll be reacting to that podcast on this podcast. It's going to be weird, right? And once we drop, I'm definitely going to be asking you guys to go over there and give us a subscribe so we can get our numbers up, get monetized over there, and really start doing some good stuff. Just to give you a heads up, we don't really talk red pill over there. This is definitely Spoken and Smoke is definitely a step up from what we're doing over here. And I have another one in the mix, guys. I got another one in the mix. I'm working on something else. This one, I'll be working with someone who may or may not be with iHeartRadio. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm DL Saint. This is I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.